to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, episode 239. I'm Dave Z.
Hey, everybody, I'm Christian.
What's happening?
Chainsaw Christian. Again, Christian by itself just sounds bland. Say my last name, it doesn't necessarily have the same ring, too many syllables. Chainsaw Christian, I'm back to that. My handle.
Chainsaw Christian. 4 syllables, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, J of the Dead is 4. That's a long one. So, yeah, Chainsaw Christian, as opposed to Chainsaw Charlie. I can dig it.
Yeah.
You
Or
know who
Bubba
Chainsaw
Sawyer.
Charlie is? Yeah, or
Chainsaw
Bubba Sawyer.
Charlie.
You
Chainsaw Charlie.
wouldn't know.
Why, but it does sound familiar because we've made
It does.
jokes about it.
Oh, have I? Well, it was a wrestling thing for a short time. It was really Terry Funk, but for a short time, I don't know why they did it, but he came out with a chainsaw for a short time and he put like a stocking over his head and they called him Chainsaw Charlie. I don't know. It was a short-lived thing.
Why not Sockhead?
Sockhead. I don't know. I guess at the time it was cool to come out with a chainsaw instead of sockhead. Stockhead. That'd be stock because it was like a stocking.
I don't want to
That'd
jump.
be a good killer.
I was going to say Sockhead.
No, Stockhead. You could have a stocking on his head and then call him Stockhead. Wonder if that would. It would. I'll tell you what. As dumb as shit gets over in the horror genre, all these ridiculous type of movies, I think Stockhead could be a
new Christmas killer.
Yeah, and he could kill. He wears a stocking on his head, but he has this infatuation. It's like a sexual thing. Maybe when he was a kid, he was sexually abused by his mother or something. There was stockings involved. And then somehow later on,
or someone used a stocking as a condom instead of
something, well, like a maniac type thing. You know what I mean? He went through this bad thing and now stocking. I mean, if you have a guy with a bag on his head, a bowling bag on his head and gutter balls, you can certainly have a guy with a stocking on his head, which looks scarier. You ever see a guy with a stocking on his head?
No.
What? In movies, you've never seen that. A guy with a woman's stocking, like a brown.
Oh yeah. That was like always like I always thought that was the El Cheapo. It is creepy, but I always thought it was the El Cheapo way. If there was a horror film that did that I just thought it was cheap. That they're like they couldn't think of anything else to do for a mask.
It is cheap per se, just to see it as, let's say, like there's a movie that came out like in the 70s or 80s. Like, let's just say, there was a butcher or something, and he just happened to use a stocking as his mask. That would be cheap and uninspired.
Don't answer the phone.
But
did he do that? Don't answer the phone.
Maybe. I can't remember. I just saw it last year, but that would be kind of uninspired. But if it was the gimmick, if there was a reason for the stocking, you get what I'm saying? That's what good filmmaking is.
I thought you meant, let's see, this is where my mind. I thought you meant a Christmas stocking. It was Christmas themed, and he was wearing, it was like a stocking head, and like that, and it was going around and killing people. But it was a guy wearing a stocking.
That's the sequel. That'll be the sequel. It'll be unrelated though, another stockhead, but it's a Christmas horror movie, and the guy, maybe when he was a kid, he was abused. And no, here's what happened. His parents were killed, but the killer let him off. But it was actually a nice killer because he didn't kill children. So this is what he does.
It was a thoughtful killer.
Well, yeah, this is how thoughtful he was. He killed the parents. Maybe he killed the parents for maybe they embezzled money or something. Maybe the parents had like a business, so it was like a kill with reason. Like they deserved to die in a manner of speaking. So now when the guy breaks in their house and kills them, it's around Christmas time, and the kid wakes up and he wasn't planning on the kid being there, so he takes the kid, and so the kid doesn't have to see what's going on. He puts a stocking over the kid's head, and then he kills the parents. So now this kid has trauma, and when Christmas comes around, he sees Christmas stockings. Boom! And he put the stocking on his head, and that's the sequel. It's unrelated to the first one, but it's a separate story about a killer with a stocking on his head. I think that'd be great.
Why can't this be the first one?
Well, because the first one is separate. The first one is the guy that was molested by his mother and women's stocking. It's more sleazy. But the second one is a different story about a different guy with a different stocking fetish. This is a Christmas stocking fetish. People would eat it up, man. I'm telling you, they would. Stockhead too. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Got a good review. Yeah.
Yeah, Stockhead. Telling you, man, just give me a couple fucking mil and I can make slashers happen just like that.
Well, most of them are
Ah,
being made for a couple grand, if that.
if only the show took off and we could have got like a Patreon with like fucking, more we were making like even like 2 grand a month. Think about what we could do with that. 24 grand a year. It's a good start.
Stockhead
Anyway,
3. 4, we have a whole like a whole series of them. A
what other
franchise of
stockings are there?
Stockheads.
What other stockings are there's Christmas stockings. There's stockings like women's stockings. Are there any other kind of stockings?
I
Let's
still
see.
hung up on the fact that a Stockhead, the Christmas one, can't be part one, and it can't be its own thing. That it has to
What do
be
you
a
mean?
sequel.
Well,
Well,
because you don't like the idea of the other stockhead, the
I'm,
sleazy one.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I just don't understand why this one can't be part one.
Yeah, you know what? Because it has to lead in, and things get a little more. In part two, think about this: when a movie becomes a Christmas movie, isn't it cooler if the movie before wasn't Christmas? Isn't it always that way? Like, for example, we're gonna get Terrifier 3. The first two took place on Halloween. The third's gonna take place on Christmas. Um,
Yeah.
Other movies, right, in the past, they didn't take place on Christmas, and then like they had Friday. Didn't they have a Friday Christmas movie? And like, but they always start off as a separate entity. Then, as a gimmick, they make it a Christmas movie. Same way nobody has an album, nobody debuts with a Christmas album. They have to already be established and then put out a Christmas album.
That'd be
You
fantastic.
see?
That's an Ice Cappuccino Christmas.
Okay,
And it'll be the
I,
first album. Even though the first album was supposed to be greatest hits, which I thought was also kind of funny.
that would have been awesome. Yes, greatest
So
hits, and it's his first album. That see now
uh,
that would be funny. See, even a comedy album called Somebody's Greatest Hits, and he was an unknown. That'd be fucking funny, right?
I feel like when I had that idea, and then when I mentioned it to somebody, someone said that there was an artist that had done that. Not that it mattered, but and I was like, oh, really? I never heard it before, but I'm
As a
sure
debut.
everything's been done one way or another. It's just a matter of
Well,
how do
not
you do it?
everything. We
Speaking of, for instance, Strangers Chapter 1 came out this weekend. I didn't have a chance to go see it in the theater. We had a very busy weekend, but I
mm-hmm.
just read that it was the number one horror movie of the year, the number one debut horror movie. It beat out Night Swim, which had held the record at like
Wow.
11.7 million for opening weekend, and this was 11.8 million. So
11 million is the highest for
horror for a
horror.
horror
For
for a
horror.
horror, yeah.
Just for
But
shits and giggles.
there's a lot of freaking horror releases that went to the theater, like we were saying, and there's going to be a lot more. Seems like the
Yeah.
movies coming out are horror. Isn't it weird that there seems to be right now? Maybe I mentioned this on the show. I can't remember if it's this now or Pretty Bad Movie Gab. I get confused
Oh
sometimes,
boy.
but usually we're bombarded with superhero movies. There doesn't seem to be any now.
There's not. I don't pay attention. There's not really.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean the ones that I think I heard of, I either came right to TV or didn't seem to get a theatrical release or are coming. Like, and I can't even think of the names right now, but there hasn't really been anyone. Like the big thing this year was that Godzilla and Kong one, which could easily fall into a monster movie. So some people can, even though it's not horror, it's a monster from a
Fair
monster.
enough. Yeah. Yeah. It's a monster film.
I mean
Yeah.
that type of thing, but nothing superhero, which is great.
Wow. Well, do you think it's finally losing steam? Are they have they killed people off and maybe they're running out of ideas or people are realizing that it's the same regurgitated stuff,
Well,
which that's not a knock just on them. A lot of things is the same regurgitated stuff. I'm not singling out superhero
well,
movies. I'm
this
just
is
saying.
Memorial Day weekend. Usually they have some of the big releases of the summer already out in May, and there hasn't really been anything huge released from
Wow.
my like when you really think about it, there's no real. I mean, I guess I'm maybe out of it a bit. I guess that Fall Guy was released a few weeks ago, but I never really considered that a big movie. But I guess that was a big release. Um, and then there was that If movie came out,
If
which
never even heard of it.
the one with Ryan Reynolds, I think that the guy, the John Krasinski or whatever his name is from
Oh,
A Quiet Place. I think he directed it, or he's in it at least as
okay.
well. And it's like,
If
yeah, I guess those are the big. Well, the Kingdom of the. I guess I'm wrong. There's the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Fall Guy, If, but it just doesn't seem. Everything just seems to be like blah. Like nothing's like huge or I guess of interest to me. Maybe that's
so,
where I'm going with it.
well,
Of interest to me.
so,
Lots of horror though.
hmm,
Lots of horror in the theater.
you're right. So wait a minute. So there's no summer blockbusters that are, let's see, summer blockbusters 2024. Let's see what they are. 24 must-see films coming soon. Let's see if any of these are what do you call it?
But
The
coming
Fall
soon, they
Guy, the
usually are already have come
If, there
out.
you go.
Well, there's If. Okay.
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. That's another one.
I just saw
Anya
that coming out.
Taylor-Joy.
That comes out. I guess I forgot. This isn't Memorial Day weekend. I'm talking. This is um,
Well, Victoria Day. Next
Victoria Day
week's going to be
weekend.
Memorial
Yours
Day.
is so
Correct.
Mad Max is coming out
Next week.
for Memorial Day weekend. So that I guess that's the big release.
Inside Out 2 is coming out. Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh, that looks fucking dreadful. That's remember we were making a joke about this? I couldn't remember if there's a Bad Boys 3. This is a Bad Boys
Right.
4. I saw
No,
the
it
trailer
wasn't
for it. I
wasn't
saw the
Bad Boys
trailer.
for Life the fourth one?
No, I thought that was 3 and this is 4.
Maybe it is. What do I know? They
Or this
don't
is
put numbers
5.
anymore.
All I know is that I saw the preview when we went to see Civil War a few weeks ago, and it looks fucking horrible.
Word. I only
Horrible.
saw I don't even know if I saw the other ones, to be honest with you. I don't know if
Like
I've
I
seen them.
almost wish
I don't
Will
like
Smith
cop
smacked
buddies.
Martin Lawrence.
I'm never into the cop buddy thing, the buddy cop thing, I should say. Janet Planet, June 21st. Don't know what that is, but at
Oh,
least it's
look
an
at this.
original idea.
Look at this.
Original.
I just
Huh.
clicked on more to come. A Quiet Place Day 1,
Oh
June
yeah.
28th. June 28th.
Already, huh? Wow.
But this is, dude, this is what I'm talking about. Lots of horror released to the theaters this year already. Like
Nice. Yeah.
probably record if you really think of horror releases up to this point that have gotten a theatrical run. Uh, and then we've got A Quiet Place Day 1. We know we're getting Maxine. We know we're getting
Yep.
Long Legs. Long Legs trailer dropped. I know you're not a trailer person. I watched it. That fucking looks fantastic. And it's a spoiler-free trailer. Finally, a
Nice.
trailer that is old school. But again, if you don't
Right.
want to know anything or see anything about it,
Nope.
that's Oz
Dude,
Perkins' new movie,
Oz
buddy.
Perkins.
I
But
know.
he's 3 for 3 with me. I'm probably
Oh,
the biggest supporter of his movies. Seriously. A
this
lot of people
movie
didn't
looks
like the second or the
fantastic.
third. I did. So I'm already sold. Okay, so let me look here. The Bike Riders, I don't know what that is, June 21st. Kids of Kindness or Kinds of Kindness, June 21st. A
Oh, you
Quiet
skipped
Place, there you go.
The Watchers, which
Watchers.
is I believe it's M Night's daughter or son
Oh yeah.
directed
How
it,
about
and that
that?
one's coming out. The Watchers, that's June 7th,
Yes.
and then his new movie comes out later in the summer, Trap or The Trap or something like that. And
Okay.
I saw that trailer, and immediately I'm like, wow, they're really showing the whole movie here. But I guess that's the
Mm,
premise. The reason is the premise is what is the hook, I guess, to get you into the seats. But I thought, wow, that would have been a great reveal in the theater. But I guess that
true.
was his hook to get you in.
It's too bad. I know
So
nothing, and that's the usual. And did you see what's his name's daughter? Cronenberg's daughter put out a movie recently.
yeah, that's available. I think that's available to watch now digitally. We might be
Yeah,
able to
it
review
is.
that
It
for next
is.
show.
I don't know
Um,
what it is. I don't know if it's sci-fi, or I haven't heard any really people talking about it. So I don't know if it's considered a horror flick or not. But all
yeah,
I know is that it's his daughter.
humane.
Yeah,
Because I
humane. Yeah.
there's like there's a list of movies that I wanna
Nobody's
see that
talking
either.
about it.
No one's talking about
Humane.
that. No one seems to be talking about The Sin, which is a Korean film, and then Exhuma.
Exhuma it's on my watch list, and
Yeah.
nobody's talking about it. That was going to be
Well, it's because
a
it's
surprise for
I
me.
think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes or 2 hours and 15
It's
minutes.
over
So,
2, but it's
but
highly rated
still,
from everyone that's seen it. So that
yeah.
was my gem that I was keeping quiet for now, and I was going to watch it and then say something if it was good. But yeah, I've known about it for a bit. But still, I'm looking at summer blockbusters, right? July 3rd, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Okay, whatever. Despicable Me 4. More regurgitation. Long Legs. Okay. Twisters. Another fucking Twister movie.
Yeah. Well,
Deadpool and Wolverine. There you go, buddy. There's
so
your
there
superhero.
they start late. They
Yeah,
start late.
Deadpool and Wolverine. What a weird team up. A badass like freaking Wolverine and this Joker Deadpool. That's weird. I don't know, but I've never seen it, so I don't know. The Instigators, I don't know. Trap sounds like a horror movie, but I don't know.
That's M. Night.
Josh Hartnett.
That's the one I'm
Oh,
talking
that's the
about.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Borderlands, another fucking Borderlands. Okay.
Borderlands, I believe, is based on the video game.
Oh, word. Okay. All right. It ends with us. Don't know what that is. The Union. That's a
It ends
Netflix
with
movie.
us. Sounds like it could be a horror film.
It's not. It says something about Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, Jenny romance. I don't know. Probably not
Oh, Dawn
horror.
of the Dead's coming back in 3D again. I missed it the
Nice.
last time, so maybe I'll go check it out this time.
There you go. Alien Romulus. That's the one that's coming out in August. Hopefully it'll be good. Blink Twice. Is that horror? It sounds like it could be, but it feels like a recent twist on the Knives Out sequel. Who knows? Slingshot. Don't know what that is. Casey Affleck. I don't know. The Supreme at Earl's All You Can Eat. I don't know what that is. Beetlejuice. Ugh. That's really it. So the only superhero thing is that freaking team up with Deadpool and Wolverine. How weird.
That's good.
Oh,
Maybe
I'm
they
happy
felt like
with
they
it, but I
needed.
mean,
Yeah.
there's no way it could be over. Imagine if they. I mean, you have to run out of steam eventually, right? Shit.
Well, I
I
can't see
don't
that
know.
George Romero Dawn of the Dead in 3D because it's in Montreal only at 10 p.m. tonight.
Tonight. I wonder if
So
it's playing near me. I might go tonight. Let's see here. What is it? Dawn of the Dead 3D?
Dawn of the
Dawn
Dead
of the
in
Dead.
3D. And I
Weird
believe
Al Yankovic.
JP and or Carly saw it and said it was pretty darn good. I might be confusing that with Jaws, or they saw both. I just remember they released both of these in 3D, and I was like a little perplexed, but because it is one of my favorite horror films of all time, I figured, and I'm a sucker for 3D. I'm like, why not?
Huh. It says not available. Not
Yeah.
available anywhere.
Well,
So,
fuck.
well, maybe just not. Maybe it's only available in Canada.
Good
Okay, hold
old
on.
Canada.
U.S. showing. Arizona. Okay, May 18th. Maybe there are coming. California. Yeah, I'll get up to New York and see what if there is anything.
Well, here,
Yeah, they are
there,
showing it.
there's a couple. So I saw the TV Glow is out right now. And the other ones I'm looking for, the ones I'm really looking forward to, although I do want to see the Strangers Chapter 1, even though everybody shit on it and said it's an inferior rehash of the first one. I'm fine. I like Rennie Harlan. I will check it out. I'm okay with checking that out, but I'm really looking forward, like Maxine, of course, Long Legs. Those are the two. And then In a Violent Nature. That's the other one I'm really looking forward to checking out as well.
Which one is that? In the violent nature. In a
In a
violent
Violent
nature.
Nature is the one that takes is a slasher film from the point of view of the serial killer of the slasher. So it
All
follow
right
but
then.
it's not like, from my understanding, it's not POV. Like you're not Michael Myers walking around. It's just taken
Okay.
from you're following him around. But I've actually
I'll
read
probably.
some negative reviews that people saw it at the film festival and actually kind of shit on said, yeah, it's gory and had some great kills in it. But then there's this aspect of it that leaves a little to be desired. But I don't know.
Hmm.
There's always naysayers, right? There's always people that are going
Oh
to
yeah.
shit on anything, whether it be spookies, whether it be, no, that's just me and you and most
Yeah.
of
Come on.
society.
A lot of people. A lot of people. Spookies.
There's that other one,
The TV
Cuckoo.
Glow. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Okay. Cuckoo. All
The
right.
TV Glow. What were you about to say about the
Yeah, I
TV
want to
Glow?
see that. The TV Glow, I think I'll like. I've heard
Yeah.
some good things about it, and I liked the first movie. I'm thinking this is probably only better based on what I've been hearing. So of course I got to see that. What else would I? Well, Maxine, I'll be there first showing possible, whenever that is. And
July, I
who
believe.
knows? July, maybe. When's TIFF coming? You know
That's
when that
September.
is? Damn. Thought we had another chance to fucking go up and meet Mia, but doesn't look like it'll happen.
No,
She'll do the circuits someday. But anyway, yeah, I want to see the TV go. The Stranger, here's the weird thing. I heard a lot of people shitting on it. I wasn't excited because I don't like Rennie Harlan. And I know I don't like announcing a trilogy right off the bat. That always seems like weird to me. So I was a little bit put off by it. And then now I wasn't there because I couldn't do it on Sunday, but they recorded Jay of the Dead show, including Watson, who didn't like the second Strangers and
yes, I
loved the
remember that.
first. They all gave it a favorable review. It was anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5 for five hosts. They all ended
Nice.
up
And
liking it.
Watson
Yeah,
being part
I
of that.
was
And
Watson being part of it.
I'm a huge Pray at Night fan. That's
Oh, me
actually
too.
that actually makes me so in the Jason Smith world and everybody that's on the Sinister, they all fucking hated it. Like almost like everybody almost. I don't think I saw
Oh,
a
word.
positive review out of that. So this is
Wow.
very, very great to hear because I am looking forward to seeing it. There's also the other one that's in the theater right now that I think might have like it's not called tarot, like the tarot card
Oh,
thing.
yeah. I'm not
It's in the
expecting
theater
anything
now.
out of that.
Yeah, I mean I'll wait till it comes out for digital or whatnot. And
I'm waiting
but
till everything comes out on digital almost. There's only so many things I really want to run out and see. It's
but
just the way I feel.
the strangers they wrote the script as one long one, then they divided up. I guess they reworked it to divide it into three. And so this is part one. They filmed all three of them. So it's already been done.
Oh,
So it's not like an Exorcist thing where they announce it, but they only made one movie. This
right.
has
Did you hear
actually
what
all been
happened?
filmed.
Did
Well,
you hear what happened with the Exorcist thing?
the only
It's going to still be called Deceiver, and Flanagan's doing it, right?
well,
Is this
I
a
knew
fact or
Flanagan was
no?
attached to or was possibly attached to it. We brought it up on the show.
Yeah, we did, but now, and I said I hope it's not going to be continuing the first one, but it is. This one's apparently it's still going to be called Deceiver, so they're going to follow the same storyline. So I don't know what to think about it, but I mean, if it is Flanagan, he's never let me down
Yeah, but
personally. So
you were
you
also
know,
like me. You didn't actually mind the first one, right? I I, I
no, I
actually didn't
didn't
mind
mind
it.
it, but
Yeah.
but I also felt they didn't need to do anymore. I was like, where else are you going to go with this story? That's just what I felt, you
The thing
know?
with those movies, that movie is I saw it, I enjoyed it, but I have no desire to watch it again. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's
Right.
just certain movies that you just it has no repeat value to it. And that's the movies that I think need to make the list or be officially on the list or the ones that I feel like I want to watch again.
Correct.
That'll check
I'm
them
with
out.
you.
Although I
Right.
did rate it, I think I gave it a 7, which would be
Me
in
too.
my like. I guess I would say I would have no problem watching it again. I just have no desire to watch it again. Does that make
You know what
sense?
it is? Yes, it makes perfect sense. There's been other movies that I have rated higher than a 7 that I'm not in a rush to see again.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just don't want to try to, you know, something about going to the theater sometimes, it's almost like having beer goggles. Like, it's like you go to the theater and for some reason, I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's just like I seem to enjoy movies a lot of times more in the theater. And then when I watch it again
the
at home at a
experience.
later
Yeah,
date, I don't like it as much. So
I
that
I
could have been Exorcist Believer. Like if Exorcist Believer just popped up on Netflix and I watched it, maybe I wouldn't give it a 7. Maybe I'd be a little bit lower. But the fact that what you said, you haven't been in a rush to see it again. I haven't even shown it to my wife and my daughter. And my wife, yeah, I mean, she just, she's seen Exorcist and Exorcist 3 and you know what I mean? Even 2. But I haven't thought to say, "Hey, you guys got to see this movie." As opposed to one of the movies we're going to talk about later, where I was like, yeah, you guys should see this movie. You're going to like it. And as a matter of fact, I was just rewatching it again. I was about an hour into it. And I said, well, when we start recording, I'll stop and I'll come back. And Francesca couldn't watch it all. She's busy with homework and financial aid stuff and some other stuff. But I was watching it with Irene. I said, I go, you guys are going to like this movie. Trust me. And so we're watching. It's Abigail, of course, because
yeah.
you could
Let me
probably
talk
guess
about it.
that.
Yeah,
Right. So I had a feeling they'd watch it, and then I'm watching it with her. And see, but that's it. There are certain movies that I'm like, I want to show, like The Menu. But then again, I give The Menu a 9 out of 10. So I'm not that high on Abigail.
Well,
but
I think I
I'm
mentioned
high, but
I
that's
think I
another story.
mentioned it to you last weekend that I watched it, and then we decided we are going to review it for the show because you hadn't seen it yet. Now I don't know if I said it while we recorded. That part I can't remember, or if it was off air when we were just chatting. But I watched it, and we'll talk about it later. I mean, I
Right.
liked it. I liked it. But the first thing I said, no, I don't. Maybe it was just in text. For what I had, I don't remember. Yeah, we did talk about it on the show because I said, well, wouldn't you've
You
seen
didn't
it in
want to
the
say
name?
it, right?
I wouldn't you notice it in the credits of the names? But I
Right.
didn't know the names of the directors. I actually didn't know the names, even though they've directed Ready or Not. They directed Scream 5 and 6. I still didn't know their names for
Right.
the life of me. So
Fair.
when their names popped up, I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then when when things were happening in the climax part, I'm like, well, this is really like Ready or Not. I go, oh, you know
Right.
what? I bet you anything it's the same filmmakers. Let me guess, it's the same filmmakers, and it was. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, that seems like, even though they said they put an Easter egg in that says that this takes place in the same world, there's a little write
Yeah.
up. I don't care about all that stuff. That's all new wave filmmaking shit. And yeah, it's good for a little bit of
Hmm.
a laugh and whatever, but it's more the fact that like I just felt like, well, I just saw these people blow up and Ready or Not, and that was kind of fun. But no, this just seems repetitious. I don't know they're vampires. I get it, but we'll talk about that
Correct.
movie after. We'll talk
Right.
about that
Right.
movie after. But that was it. I just felt like you guys already did all this, so
I
that was
thought
just
that too, but
yeah,
I'll wait. I'll wait. There'll be
yeah.
more on it when we talk about it because that was again second view. It's all about the second view, and it was different this time. And I haven't even gotten to that. Like I said, I've only seen an hour, so none of that stuff has happened yet with the explosions of the people. So I'm just
Yeah.
going by that, and my takeaway from that is it was different. But man, I'm thirsty. I might either run and get some water.
Yo, go get
I'm
some.
gonna do it.
I am too, man. It's hot as hell.
I know. I'm gonna run and get water. Are you gonna be okay? Oh, are we gonna? Are you gonna get water? If you get
No,
water,
I'm
I'll
fine. I'll
stay.
talk. I'll talk, man.
We
You
can each
go.
take turns. We can do
Yeah.
solo cast for
You go
90
get
seconds.
water. I'll solo cast for a bit. God knows my
And then,
solo casting is
and if
horrible.
you, well, if you want water when I come back, I'll solo cast for a bit.
That's what we'll do. We'll solo
And
cast for a couple 30
and
seconds
mine's
each.
bad too. I'm a bad solo caster too. So we all know this.
That's
All right.
fine. But yeah, well now that Dave's gone. No, the Strangers chapter 1, I really do want to check out. I was a sucker. I really enjoy the first one. I love that second one too. The downfall is I've got to delete it from the offering, knowing that they filmed the trilogy and it's coming out, and we know the other two are supposed to be coming out later this year as well. So it's disqualified from the slasher list officially. It's not even going to be in the running. And yeah. I mean, I haven't even watched a slasher since the last show. I'd watched so many slashers up until that point, and now it's all been 2024 horror film watches. So when we get into the nuts and bolts of the episode in a little bit, I think Dave said he's going to focus on some slashers that he's been watching, and I'm going to be talking all about 2024 horror films that I've been watching that we didn't think were necessarily good enough to do as the feature reviews for the show. So that's why we're doing Abigail and oh my god, well I forgot what's the other one we're doing for the
Sting.
and Sting, which I keep calling
Yep.
Stung.
Me too. I was, but then I keep thinking of the wrestler, and that's what helped me. Just call it Sting.
Sting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Stung. There was a good movie called Stung before too.
That was the B one, right? That came out like in like 2015, the year we started this podcast, I think.
Yeah.
15 or 16, I believe. I believe. Because you
Is
guys
it the
gave me a
same
short
people?
list. Well, because I came in and like I said, I watched horror films. I always watched horror films, but not to the degree that I'm diving in. Like I've got 24 or 25, almost at 25, everybody. I'm like, I had to stop halfway through my 25th one to record this episode. But let's say I'm 25 deep for the year. And I never used to happen. Classically, yes, in from a retrospective standpoint, but I wasn't seeking out all of these. I'd see what came to the theater and the ones that were getting the bigger buzz that were hitting video or DVD or whatever it may be now, digital, whatever the means was.
Yeah.
But Now, like we're deep diving. Like I said, I got 25 deep already. So what was my point, Dave?
Your
I
point
don't,
was that it was 2015, and that's why you didn't
yes,
see Stung because you
thank you.
weren't balls deep. You were still casual, kind of.
So you and Brandon gave me a shit ton of recommendations to watch that we could record that year-end show. I could feel a little bit more, I guess, a little like I'll hold my head up and not feel so fucking depressed that like I hadn't seen as many as you guys had seen. So I think I did. It was still a slow year. I think it came in with 40 or 50 watches, comparatively.
Right?
I'd have to go back. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but you guys gave me a bunch. I think that was like the punch drunk or punch law that oh fuck, I can't remember that
Punch
one.
Drunk Love? Isn't
Not
that
punch
freaking
drunk
that
love, but it was
movie?
that other one.
Sucker
Like
Punch?
no, it wasn't either of those ones. It was punch something or other. That was a horror
Punch.
comedy that came out, and
I thought it was Sucker Punch, that movie.
no, that was Sucker Punch was the one that came out that was directed by the dude that did um oh my god, I'm like that superhero Dawn of the Dead remake. Zack Snyder. I think the one that he did
Oh, okay.
back in the day. Uh that I finally watched whether last year or whatever, and it was pretty fucking bad. Fucking Sucker
Yeah.
Punch.
Oh, Blood Punch.
Blood Punch, thank you. I knew it was something. I think that was the year of Blood Punch, right?
It was because I went to 2015. I typed in the word punch on my thing, and boy, what a year 2015 was.
We were all
See,
here.
you
Is
got
that
back in on the. We were all there. Yeah, we
we
were.
were all there? And you guys shot me all these recommendations, and I watched them for the show. So a lot of them made my list. Even Green Inferno, which people fucking shit on now, man. I don't know why, but
I shit on it then.
I remember I watched it right out of the gate. I loved it. I'm like,
I
this
gave
is
it an
great.
8, but I
Yeah,
haven't
it,
watched it
it,
again.
it made my list. I've watched it. I've watched it since. Yeah.
I want to watch it again because I like that one girl, the girl with the blue hair. I was kind of into her, so I kind of watched. All I remember was the problem is this: when I think about the movie, I think about that girl, which is the good thing. But then I think about the CGI ants, and I think about that. Oh, they got the munchies scene when they're in that stuff, and I know those are just a couple scenes, and the rest I enjoyed. So I should just be fair and just go back and watch the damn thing again. But dude, I want to take the time one of these years in I've been saying this for a while, but like look at everything from like 2012 on, because now I've gone actually 2011 and on in every movie because I have ratings for every year. So 2011 and up, I want to watch every movie that I gave an 8 out of 10. Especially if I haven't watched them again, because I'm looking at like movies now that I gave 8 out of 10 that year, and there's like okay, The Green Inferno, there's one. What else? Spring, I haven't watched in a while. I got one called
I
Amnesiac,
remember Spring was great
Suicide
too.
Theory, The Harvest, The Treatment. I haven't seen these movies in so long, and it's just like I want to do the work because there are so many damn good modern films out there. And see, you got back in at the right time. We started this podcast at the right time. Horror's been thriving ever since, especially back then. I mean, so I'm
Yeah.
glad you came back when you came in. You as opposed to you could have come back, 4 years earlier, and no one would probably had the same impact. You might not have stuck back in it as strongly,
Well,
So
I mean, I was like I said, I would always watch like the big
of
hitters, no
course,
question. What
yeah.
came to the theater and whatever got some buzz. I was really big more on Arrow in the Head, which I never go to anymore. I don't even know if it still exists. I'm sure it does, the
It
website.
does.
Arrow in
Yep.
the Head used to be the place I'd go to. Everybody's Dread Central or Bloody Disgusting or Dread Central. I was always Arrow
Them
in the
too.
Head.
Me
And
too.
then I switched over to Bloody Disgusting at one point, and now I don't really go to any of them, to be honest. Like I don't go to their websites like I used to go daily to their websites. Now, if it
Social
comes up on
media will
my
tell you
feed,
everything.
well, that's it.
Right.
If it comes up on my feed, I'll check it out. And sometimes it links back to Dread Central or whatever,
Yep.
one of those sites. Um, and it's just weird that Fangoria is not the heavy hitter that it should
It's
be.
sad. Right. Because it should have been. It's sad that they didn't. Yeah, they were the one. They were the first website I went to. obviously the first magazine I read and everything else for the genre. But yeah, I used to say that all the time, but then they kind
They're
of shot themselves in the foot.
they're like the
They re
Blockbuster. They didn't want to. They were like, no,
right.
no, we're a print magazine, and they didn't really under. I don't think. And again, I put my own spin on it, but they didn't really embrace the digital realm the way they should have. I remember they had a website. It was even weird. It wasn't even Fangoria.com. I believe it was Fangoria2000.com. Do you remember that? It was like
No, listen,
Fangoria2000.com
that
back
was
in the
later
day.
because I was always on Fangoria.com and I was on the Fangoria message boards in like 2002. So they were around. There just wasn't
Well, this was Fangoria
enough
2000.
happening. Yeah, I don't know what Fangoria 2000 is, but I was on Fangoria.com and I would just be on their message boards. And occasionally I'd look at the news, but like everything was there on the message boards. Anytime anything broke, there was the headlines type. Those were the days. That's what got me. One of the things that really got me back into the genre was like in 2000. I've told that story before. The early 2000s, there were like 3 or 4 movies. They were House of a Thousand Corpses, Ginger Snaps, and Jeepers Creepers, and there's one, The Ring. Though, and maybe there was a fifth one, but those movies got me back in after being cool by the end of the '90s, after the Scream era stuff, which lasted like a hot minute for me, and then I was already done with it by the time I Know What You Did Last Summer came out. So I was cool on it, and then that brought me back, and then at the same time, I was going to Fangoria.com and got on those message boards, and then a couple years later, 2004, Alex started his message board, Crystal Lake After Dark. And that's how I met him on Fangoria.com. He came there and he
Which was a
freaking
gay website for Friday the
told
13th
people. Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it was called Fangoria.com. I'm looking at
Yeah.
it brought up a magazine. No, Fangoria2000.com. Excuse me. I'm bringing up a
Weird.
magazine from the downfall is what issue is this? Fangoria number 196. So now I'd have to go back and look at when this
Whew.
came out because of course it's not giving me the year
Oh, that's a while ago.
on this.
196?
196, and they're referencing to go to Fangoria2000.com. This is what I'm talking about. I remember that. But they never were really, and like I said, embracing is the way to say it. This is what you say, you adapt or die, right?
Well, yep.
Blockbuster didn't adapt. They were fucking king of the castle and they
Hmm.
fucking crumbled. Beautiful. I love this story. They fucking died. They fucking died. Netflix just fucking stomped on them and then pissed on their ashes. Beautiful.
Blockbuster?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, fuck them is right.
Fuck them.
Because they,
Yeah.
they
I
screwed
love
us
it.
all up. I know. I have no nostalgia, and I've been saying it for years. I have zero nostalgia for Blockbuster. Zero. Now you can't blame people for when they were born. There are people younger than us. That's all they knew by that time. And then they have maybe Hollywood Video or maybe Family Video. But most people, the mom and pop shops were so few and far between by the time people that are like 10, 15 years younger than us came around. You can't blame them for having nostalgia for Blockbuster because that's all they
Yeah.
had.
No,
You know what I
I
mean?
get
So
it.
I'm
I mean,
not, they can't
I
shame
went
them.
there because they
Right.
bought every fucking place up almost. I tried not to, but I mean, if it was,
Right.
I told you I had my one that was like, well, video was demolished at that point, of gone. Video Flicks was gone. There's Five Star Video that ended up going. So I went to the one mom and pop place, and then there's the Jumbo Video that was cool. And then there was National Video, which was my go-to, but it was on the other fucking side of town. So you're talking about driving
Mm.
20 minutes out of your way beyond where you're going. And back in the day, 20 minutes out of your way was a long time. It seemed.
So the
Now,
three V's was the popular thing, right?
no, video was the one that was like one of the originals. Video, and Video Flicks were the original ones in town.
Oh,
And
okay.
then they both, as time went on, and you could get your fucking videos at like Canadian Tire, or you go into a
Yeah.
variety store and rent videos
A
there.
pharmacy, a grocery
Everybody had
store.
fucking videos. It was just
Word.
became the
That
thing
was
to do.
great.
So guess what year 196 came out, just based on what
Hold
I,
on. But you know what? Because I was thinking about issue 100 when that came out. because I remember like it was yesterday. I had the gold cover and had Freddie's glove in the third zero
Yeah.
for 100. And I'm thinking about when that came out. The first issue I bought was 76. So hold on, let's see. And that was like in the early 80s, mid 80s, pardon me. So I'm gonna say 100 came out. I'm gonna say 200 probably came out in 2000. Hold on. Let me think about this. I moved in 2000. I'm going to say that issue 200 came out in 2002. So then I'll say it's somewhere in 2001 or 2002 was 196.
Well, it says it was 2000, which is hence the Fangoria2000.com website.
So in the year 2000, 196 came out.
196 came out. So again, publication year 196. Again, it's not telling me all the details. I'm just getting publication year 2000. So I don't know. I'm assuming 200 came out in 2000 as well.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it right now. Fangoria 200 release date and see what, because I remember buying it March 2001. Told you,
So there
2001.
you go. So this one
Because I
was,
bought
yeah.
it. Like literally, it was the first Fangoria that I had bought in. Well, let me think about this. I was probably done shortly after 100. I'll have to find out exactly when I was done with it, sometime in the 90s. But I bet you I went, I don't
They
know,
could have, they could
five,
have
6 years.
They could have latched on. They could have been the pioneers, but telling you, they did not know how to leverage. How do we do this? How do we give value digitally to people that want to come to our website and still purchase the magazine? There was plenty that they could have done
Yeah.
and leveraged it, whether it be sneak preview or whether it be or just its own little entity and direct you to the magazine, buy the digital copy. There's this book over here. This is a great book for selling and marketing and whatever, for people, called Predictably Irrational. And I think about it
Hmm.
because I was just thinking about this right now, and just the way our mind works, right? They even go into detail of like selling this to you and how you do this if you were going out to date and whatnot as well. But ultimately,
Yeah.
like they put these ads in the paper and they said like you can get like a digital subscription, you can get the print subscription, or you can get them both. And of course, the both was the same. Like the digital subscription was, I think, like, I don't know, $90. The
Hmm.
print subscription was $120. And you get them both for $120. And so then
Wow.
they say what your mind does is automatically deletes the one that's different and
Hmm.
looks at the two that are the same, and it picks the better option of the two.
Yeah.
Or if not the same, similar. And it picks
Right.
the better option of the two. So then what they're doing all the time is they're trying to direct you to get the digital and print version, because you're
Right.
getting two services for the price of one. And it's just the way our mind justifies it. It was no different than $1.99 versus $2. That type of
Yep.
philosophy back in the day, right? It just the
Still
way
that way.
our mind works, exactly. So like Fangoria could have done that. That's where my mind went with that whole thing, is they could have offered something like that and leveraged that, but they came in too late. By the time that all came, I think they were just too late, and that's why it kind of fizzled out, and they ended up having to sell it off, and it's never really been the same. Like I told you, I saw it in a bookstore, which was weird. In Canada, it was the last time I was in Winnipeg, uh, when I still had a job, and it was 25 fucking bucks to buy,
Because
which I was like, there's no
there's only
way.
4 a year now or something like that. That's why they load them. But still, I'm not saying that it's not overpriced, because it is, because all print media is. It's bad. This is what makes no sense to me. Like I was at my parents' house the other day, and I was looking at the Sunday paper, and I saw the price for it, and it was high, but on top of it, and it always was in the past. But there was no inserts. Like when I was a kid, the Sunday paper was like freaking this
Oh,
thick.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
all those coupons are out, and it's a little bit bigger than the regular paper, probably like 50% bigger, which is fine. But for what they charge compared to you would think that print media would be starving. They would be begging people to buy them. right?
Oh,
Because it's a dying thing. Instead, they're still trying to rape people, and they're giving them less. It makes no sense. I don't understand this because it's
no,
like,
you're right. And I think they've gone digital though. For the most part, everything print went digital. I mean, we lost our local paper here. They finally had to go bankrupt.
well,
I
there's
didn't
still
even
the
know how they
Buffalo
survived.
News. We
Oh,
lost
well,
smaller ones. We
no,
had Tonawanda,
we're talking about like the Burlington, whatever, the Burlington
but
Post,
you still
whatever
have
it
the
was here.
Toronto Sun and shit like
Yeah, the
that.
Toronto Sun and the Toronto Star and the
The
Globe and Mail, but
Star,
they've been hurting.
right?
They've survived because they've
Of older
embraced the
people.
digital realm.
Okay.
But I'm sure that they've had to do major cutbacks
But old
to
folks
prep for
don't
that.
read digital. Old folks want their
Well,
fucking
they still
newspaper.
make print. They still make print, but
That's
I'm
what I'm
wondering how
saying.
much longer that's going to be.
Well, when that generation dies out, yes, then it's going to be dead. Just like a lot. I was even having this discussion with about movies with my my stepfather about people, about 4K and theater. And he's like, "Yes, theater is going to be dead." I go, "I don't think it'll be dead ever. I think, but it's just going to be more of a niche audience. But there'll still be places to go." But the whole conversation began because of the Sunday paper, because I was there looking at it. I'm like, "This is so small, and they're asking so much." I go, "That's the problem. Who's going to buy it?" But then we got into this conversation about, I go, "I don't think things are going to die off completely. I mean,
Well,
maybe 100 years from now, there won't be theaters. I don't know. I tend to think that
I
something
think
like
they'll have
that
to
won't
amalgamate.
die.
They went crazy
Yeah.
with the theaters. Like they used to have the multiplexes, and they were here, there, and everywhere. Then they
Yeah.
started coming
Huge.
back in the latter part of the '90s. They finally made the big colossal ones where it was like, oh, we'll do multiplexes, but they were bringing back the big
IMAX and all that
screens now,
shit. Yep.
or just a regular, or just a screen that actually didn't look like it was your fucking TV times four. You know what I mean? Where
Right.
I went to some of these things. There is still one in Burlington here that I could go to. Look, you're like, this is fucking no bigger. I swear, this looks like like it's like a 75 inch.
Wow.
You know,
At a theater.
that's it. I
Imagine
mean,
that.
it's fucking crazy. It's not much bigger. I'm sure it is bigger, but it's not. You go in, you're like, this is fucking
Right.
crazy. Now you're spending $1 or $2 to go see the movie. I'm just saying, it's
Oh,
still
that's different.
shocking to me. But
Right.
it used to be full price way back in the day. But where I'm going
Right.
with this is that we have a theater that is 10 minutes this way, and we have a theater that's 10 minutes that way. Both of them are big theaters. And then there's one
I
that's
have them
20
too.
minutes. There's one that's 20 minutes away and another one that's 20 minutes away. I think I brought this up on the show before. Give or take a few minutes here and there. I'm
Hmm.
just saying at some point, I like two of those are gonna shut down. There's just no question.
Probably.
There's way too many theaters in close proximity. I think it'll just get to the point where they've just got to shut a couple of them down and just go from there. Because I'm just saying, like my son went to a buddy's birthday party and they went to see Godzilla versus Kong or Kong versus Godzilla, the new one that's out. It was a Thursday night, mind you. They were the only ones in the theater, like the six people that were at the party or whatever, like the six
Yeah.
kids.
See?
That's it. I mean, yes, it was a Thursday night. Yeah, the movie had
Yeah.
been out
But
a couple of
still.
weeks, but that's fucking crazy. I mean, this is like you can't you're running a movie. Like there's electricity, there's things happening. I mean,
Right.
I get it. There's other things happening in the theater as well, but that's just a lot going on for nobody there.
Yeah, and they gimmicked it up and it cost them more money. I mean, it's all gimmick now. They have the reclining seats. You pick your chairs before you get there. They got great sound. Some places you can drink now. So oh shit, I gotta plug oh my gosh, hold on. I just got a low battery warning. I forgot to plug it in.
On your vibrator?
Imagine that. Yeah, that too. It's right in my ass as we speak. Hold on.
Charge it up.
Let's get it going. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I got saved. That would have sucked. Died in the middle of the show. But this is what I think. Like we still have Regals and AMC's around here. Like no real theaters have closed. They're still there. So I see them lasting for a while. But between the two, and this is my opinion. Between the two, between physical media and the theaters, I truly believe physical media will die before the theaters. If something's going to die, I think there's
I
less
agree.
interest in
Yeah.
physical media now than there
Because
ever has been.
the theater's still a date. The theater's
Yes,
still a
it is.
destination. It's a
And
night
old
out.
people will go, people of
Oh,
all ages,
yeah.
kids.
I I'll always want to go. It's still a night out. It's
Right.
still a get out of the house. Let's go see something. Like
Yep.
And so that's never going to die. Like, just let's go dinner and a movie. Let's go check out a flick. Why not? It's a date, whatever it may be. So I believe you're right. Whereas physical media is like, that looks pretty on my shelf. Now let's put the digital version on because it's on my Plex.
Right. It's just so easy for people that grow up with it. Like our children's generation, Francesca's generation, for sure. Stream, stream, stream. I mean, she
Although I've been
respects physical
trying,
because of me, but
eh,
that's because we're the parents.
yeah,
But we're in the minority. See what I'm saying?
and I'm
Most
trying
people are
not to do
selling
it.
it off.
Like, these
Most
ones are
people are
here.
selling their stuff off.
These are here specifically for the slasher show so that I can
Awesome.
run through them all. And
Right.
I'm not watching any digital version that I've got. If I've got any of these in digital, I'm like, nope, these ones, I'm
I
popping
dig
them
that.
into my Blu-ray and going from there. So
Yeah, man.
that's it.
I love
there's
it.
no way that I
I
get, if
love
you
it.
have these, you gotta do them. That's why I figure they're this close proximity. It's, you pop it in there, it's on the screen in minutes.
But the thing is, it's a real niche audience. We as collectors, and it's shrinking, shrinking, shrinking each year. Where the
Yeah.
theater, there's always going to be some people that we may lose theaters, not completely though. There's still going to be, for the reasons we said, people are, as time goes on, there's going to be less and less and less people that are buying physical media. I know people don't want to hear that, but we are a niche audience. It's like people watching wrestling. It used to be bigger, like especially like AEW. They only had like 670,000 viewers last week. That's not a lot of viewers for a live wrestling show. It just is not. I mean,
And
we've seen 30 million at before. So it's just like it's a very niche audience. Is it enough to sustain people watching it and advertisers paying? Probably for a little while longer. But I'm just trying to come up with a reference of another niche audience, and that's what we are as collectors.
and I think maybe I'll eat my words in 2 years. I don't think we're going to get physical 8K, but I have noticed.
I don't even care. I'm happy with 4K.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, already the grain is at an all-time high for
Right.
certain movies, and again, if they do anything, it will be AI enhanced. So the jury's still out to see what the result of that would be. If that is, you can have the original the way that it looks. You can go try to get the VHS if that's how you want to look at it, and whatever it may be. And I'll be okay with 8K if they or AI enhanced is where I'm going, is what I meant to say. Excuse me. Um, if that's one of the things, I get grain is part of it, but when you soup it up and you're using the camera negative and you're trying to get the best quality image from that, sometimes that grain is overwhelming.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it is overwhelming.
it can
Um,
backfire. Right.
yeah, so I mean, it's nice to just clean it up as well. I'm not being blasphemous. I still have the other options. I'm just saying it's
Clean
nice.
it up.
I could see that would be kind of a cool way to go to that next step. You've got the other ones, so this would be the reason why you would go for that, or the reason you wouldn't go for that. But I know I'm noticing streaming services. I've noticed 8K pop up. I'm like, well, that's weird. I don't have an 8K TV, and I
Who
don't think a
does?
lot of people do. But they
Right.
are available. But I'm just saying that will be television, that will be streaming, that will be broadcast or anything that's going to be streamed to us coming in the future and movies. But from a physical standpoint, I think Blu-ray and 4K might be the last that we get or will be the last, just
That's
based on what we're saying. Yeah, there's some places that are trying to take on know that there's a fan base, but it's still not going to be enough to keep it going forever.
No, I mean Disney's already not even having physical. Some other places are not. And good luck finding 4K at stores. Like you can, here's what you want. Go to Walmart now or wherever the biggest carriers are. Excuse me. You're gonna walk in. You're not gonna see freaking like what did I just buy? I'm trying to think of what I just bought. I just bought like 10 movies because they had a half off sale at Scream Factory. You know, Okay, you're not going to walk in and see the Blob 4K. I just ordered the Blob 4K for 20 bucks. All right. You're not going to see that in
Yeah,
Walmart or in a store. You're going to go into a Walmart and you're going to see
True
Captain
Lies.
Marvel. for
True
fucking
Lies, Captain Marvel. You're right. Like you're gonna see
shit
those
like
ones.
that. That,
No,
but you're
you're
not
right.
gonna see all these other titles. Like they might have horror movies, sure, even some newer horror movies. But let's think about like what came out. You're not gonna see a 4K of fucking of Pearl or X there. You're just not. You might see a Blu-ray. You'll certainly see a DVD, depending on the size of the store. You're not going to see them. You have to order online and online only, which is fine. Us as collectors, we're always going to go. And as long as those boutique labels are around, yes. Problem is the boutique labels stick it in people's asses with the prices. You can only buy
I
sale
know.
time and everything else. And that's how they'll stay alive. They'll have to stick it in people's asses because they're only going to have so many customers.
Just like that
They're just
vibrator you got. But people are still buying DVD. That's the thing. They don't care. They're
yeah,
happy with DVD and the way it is and whatnot.
dude.
I and I'm very happy with sometimes if the Blu-ray was treated well. There's some Blu-ray
Yes.
just like there was some DVD. There's some DVDs that were shit, and then there's some
Right.
DVDs that look great. And then
Hmm.
Blu-ray, there's some Blu-rays that are passable or okay or garbage, and then there's some that are fantastic
There
that
sure
look
are.
great or that were 4K scanned, but they were mastered in 1080p, whatever it may be. But they still look great. And if you've got a great TV and a great player and they can upscale it, you're probably
Yeah.
fine. You might not have to double dip, but again, there's only so much like that. I was double dipping. Sometimes I bought blindly. I didn't even realize I did it without doing it. I did it with Carrie. I had the Scream
Mm.
Factory 4K without even realizing it. And then I bought the Arrow release or the second was it second sight or Arrow release that's over there.
You
Um,
got to get the app, homie. That's what I got. That's why I have the app. So I can always look when I'm out and about or looking and see, do I own this? And then I type it in my little app and then it
it's
tells
only
me if I
happened
own
a
it.
handful of times though. That's the thing. Like very
Yeah.
rarely. And I just bought High Tension because I love it so much. I just bought the Blu-ray of it like January or whatever, February of last year. And then of course the announcement came that they were releasing the 4K version of it with Second Sight, and I had to buy that. So
Mm, right on.
yeah.
No,
So
that's
there's a
cool.
handful
But
that that, but I know there's all the collectors have this issue and they have a lot more. I mean, I've got the thing in different like, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K,
oh yeah,
and that
VHS even some of them.
there's
Not
going
that
to
I
be some
watch
of
them,
those.
but
Yeah, there's going to be some of those, no question. But
you know what
I,
the problem's going to be that nobody talks about is players. They're going to stop manufacturing these fucking players and
yeah.
people aren't you can't sell one without the other part. It'd be like if they if they stop making cars, they're not going to fucking sell tires still. You know what I mean?
Well,
So I
yeah,
mean
that's what
if they stop
the
making
boutique
physical,
labels have to be worried about because you're right.
right?
Like they still got them, but they're not
Better
going
buy
down
them
in
up.
price. 4K players have not come down in price really.
Fuck no, mine isn't. Mine is the same price it was when I bought it like fucking 5 years ago. Because I for a minute I thought mine was about to break. Turns out I don't know how it happened, but in the middle of it changing discs, the HDMI just came out ever so slightly in the back, and fucking it just wouldn't go on my TV no matter what. I was like, holy fuck, this thing's gonna break. So then I took a ride to a store. I was with my friends. We went to pick up a pizza, and the whole time I'm fucking looking at my phone to see how much these players are, thinking, oh my God, I got to get another player. And I'm looking at my player in particular, and it still was going for top dollar. I go, would you look at this fucking shit? I
I
couldn't
know. Well,
believe how
that's
high
why
it was going.
the only saving grace is that this Xbox plays 4K, Christian's PlayStation 5 plays 4K, but I want to get a
Right,
dedicated 4K player as well. I do.
right.
Um, I thought I
Got you.
think again, I feel like we're repeating stuff that we talked about in previous shows because I thought the PS5 was supposed to be a very good 4K player. Turns out it's passable. It's decent, but it's not because
Hmm.
it's not the core function of it.
Correct.
No, there's better options out there. But I'm saying if I was going to shell out already $400 or more, I'm going to get a video game system out of it as well.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. But you want to get your own, you just get a regular Sony that specifies in 4Ks.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? And
it. Done.
upscales. That's what you want to do.
I've
And
got my
now, like I'm saying,
PlayStation
got to
3
buy another
and
one
my
now.
4K.
Right. But think about that. Do we now just wait to see sales and then buy another player? Like if you see a 4K player, somewhere like, let's say, like Black Christmas, Black Friday. Black Christmas is one of the 4Ks I ordered, by the way, finally.
Yeah.
See, I've been holding off on all these, and if they finally came on that sale, I'm like, yeah, I'll spend $20 on these Blu-rays, on these 4Ks. I'm not spending 40. So I spent 20 and I got, like I said, I got Return of the Living Dead, Black Christmas,
You know,
ones that I've wanted,
you know
you
that
know?
Arrow released a less bells and whistles version of that Hellraiser thing, right? I don't whether they're individual. No, I think it's the quadrilogy, but just like not in that version that I've got. It was
Oh,
significantly cheaper. Still not inexpensive.
were they
Not
4Ks?
maybe. Yeah, yeah, they're the 4K versions. You can get them either
Man,
or. I don't know if it's sold out because I haven't checked it in a long time. Like I said, I
shit, I
haven't been
want
really
it.
looking. But that like this version is long gone. Like this is sold out. I don't know if it's available in Blu-ray still, but the 4K version if it's sold out. But they've got it.
Yeah,
Remember, this has the book in it. You don't give a shit about that.
right.
So they just released them in another version, and it's all the individual movies in either Blu-ray or 4K.
That's
Um,
cool.
and so some people got pissed off about that. And I'm like, well, why would you get pissed off? This sold out. They got another one. They re-released, how they released Psycho 1 through 4 in 4K and that set, and I missed it and it's sold out and gone. Well, they've released 2, 3, and 4 as a standalone set.
Oh,
And
interesting. I never have one, two, and three.
I've already got the original in 4K. So I was like,
Right.
almost like,
I do
but I
not.
really wanted that set because I think it came with the book as well and everything. So then the other
Yeah.
one is just the movies. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder if Scream Factory is going to release, because I don't even really need 4. That's
Right.
elitist stuff. I'm really just interested in 2 and 3 in
That's
that
fair.
matter. And
I mean, I'll
again,
watch four,
not in the
but
market right now anyway. So,
right.
but
No, not at
down
all.
the road.
Like I said, I did my sale because it presented itself, and I ordered like 9 movies, and I spent the $190 shipped. I mean, hell, for 9 4Ks that I've been
Yeah.
holding off on all this time, good movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great movies. I love
What were
every
the other
movie that I
ones?
ordered. What the
The
hell were they?
Blob.
Hold on. Yeah, The
You got the
Blob.
Blob, Black
Hold on.
Christmas.
Yeah, I got The Blob, Black Christmas. Hold on. Let me see what the hell. Because I
Get
know I
that
took
app out.
pictures of them. I know. Well, no, I can't. They haven't arrived yet. So I don't know. They're not, I can't, what happens is when the movies arrive, I scan the barcodes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will never buy from Scream Factory again unless I buy and ship them to you and then pick them up from you because I got fucked when I bought their when was that 2 years ago, a year and a half ago when I took
Uh-huh.
advantage of their last that sale in October. I got hit hard with duty.
Oh,
Duty. I got duty thrown across my face.
shit. You sure did. All right, so let's see what I got here. What did I order? The SF sale. Where the hell are they? I took pictures too, but I'm going off of our
Yeah.
chat, but now I can't find it. Son of a bitch. Well, I'm gonna find out. This is gonna piss me off if I don't put up the pictures. But
Well,
I don't know. Oh well, I don't want to keep everybody waiting.
Yeah, Arrow and Scream Factory do great sales every year, and Arrow always ends up doing them. And I'm always like going, "Fuck!" I did get a little bit dinged when I bought from Second Sight as well. Like it seems like if you buy multiple things, you buy one thing, you're fine, but you buy multiple things, multiple titles, that's when you might get screwed. The package is a little larger. I mean, that's what I got
Mm-hmm.
screwed, both from Scream Factory and that. It almost negated the fact of all the savings I got. I had to pay $25 in frickin' this
Oh,
customs. I'm
see,
like,
that's a
you
shame.
sons of bitch.
Yeah, you got to send them to me, and then you got to come. That's the way. That is the way. Well, Vinegar Syndrome will have a sale too. Problem is, I know some people will laugh at me, but every time I look at the Vinegar Syndrome library, there's only so many things I want. Like, there's a lot of deep dive horror stuff in there, but it's not necessarily
Yeah.
stuff that I'm even into. It's just
I,
like, well,
you and
I
me
don't mean
both,
to
man.
sound like a normie
No, a
or a
handful.
casual
Yeah.
fan, but it's just like, if I'm going to get a 4K, I want it to be like an Argento or something beautiful or one of my favorite movies. I don't need to see the corpse
Dude,
grinders.
we're not the north.
You know?
That's crazy talk. Though I think those collectors are the crazy ones. We're not. That's how I look at it. Like do we really need like, I mean, yeah, I like Nightmare, you like Nightmare. But do I have to spend 75 for me to get it? It's
No,
75 fucking bucks. No,
no
thank you.
chance.
No,
No.
thank you. I'm not going to get it for 75 bucks.
Could I buy it for a $15 Blu-ray though?
They released the I told you I haven't even gone to visit it.
Right.
There's video. Oh my God, Videodrome. Video. I'm still saying video.
Video.
Vinegar Syndrome. I can't
There
even
you
talk.
go.
The Vinegar
Huh.
Syndrome store in Toronto, and I still haven't
Yeah.
gone. I still haven't
Wow.
fucking gone. I
I
brought it up.
go for sale time too. Maybe now because they got the online sale, they'll have the freaking in sale at the store. I'd like to know. I
Yeah.
think I would rather drive up to Toronto and go in the store and buy it, but that's more exciting too.
Well, at
And see
least
what
now
they have on their
they
shelves.
offer free shipping to both Canadian and US orders now. So
Nice.
over $100.
Nice. Well, okay, I found my list. So here's what I got. I got The Blob, Return of the Living Dead, Candyman, Black Christmas, Creep Show, The Fog, Child's Play. What else? The Craft, and My Bloody Valentine. Boom.
Nice.
All 4K. I love all those movies.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
the movies I
No,
want
those
to
are
own. You know, it's
I I really want I really still need to get the Fog 4K. I've been holding off. I still think I'm I have this thought that it's going to be because it's a standalone film, it's going to get Arrow or Second Sight special treatment in some deluxe set. And I believe Day of the Dead will too. I think Day of the Dead is going to get what they did with Dawn of the Dead. I feel like they're going to do the same thing with Day of the Dead.
well, these
I
are
really do.
collector's editions. What else do you need for the Fog besides the specs and the documentaries and what they're going to give you on the Scream collector's edition?
Nothing that you care about, but I do like the packaging and the booklets, the books that they give you like these hardcover
That's
books that
fair.
are fucking beautiful. But you flip through them, you read a few of the essays, whatever it may be, and then you're done with it. I get it, I do get it,
Yeah.
but they're not significantly more expensive. By the time I put the exchange rate on either, whatever the shipping's going to be, they're not really crazy. Like I hit the landing page on Video Syndrome, and I'm not saying that the packaging is really kind of cool how they do their packaging.
Hmm.
Uh,
I don't
they've
know if the
got
sale started yet, the Vinegar Syndrome sale. It might be on now. I don't know. I just did my big, like I said, and of course I put it on a credit card, but I just did it. That my Screen Factory thing, I spent $190. That's it. Maybe like around Christmas time, I'll do something like that again for myself. But I mean, that's how I do it. A couple times a year, I'll buy like 10 movies or something. I just for a sale, but it's very rare.
well,
Now I've been holding out to get the Pearl 4K. I want to get that. I want to get the Witch 4K, the one that was. There's another one that's out that's supposed to be really good. There are certain movies I want, but they're all too pricey. But I'll play the market, you know.
like Southern Comfort. I really love that movie from
Hmm.
way back when, and it's 61.23, usually $88.
Oh my
I
God!
can't do it for that movie. I mean, that's
No,
a second rate. Like those movies,
right,
that's like a second run movie for me. Like
right.
if that's done at Day of the Dead, absolutely, no
Day of
question.
the Dead's different. I
Yeah,
agree. Right,
you know what I mean? Or Reanimator
right,
or whatever from there.
right.
That's fine. But not like I just can't justify it for some of these secondary films. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, again, to each their own,
Agreed.
right? I mean, this is
Right. To each
what we
their
always
own.
say.
Right.
Like,
But I'm with you. I agree with you. I just can't. I believe. I wish I could. If I had the money, that would be different. Or if I wanted to spend my money on that, I would. But especially now, I can't do that. I got my freaking daughter. You know, she's going to college. You know, there's a lot
oh,
going on. We just spent a. I don't even. They spent so much money on her on this prom dress that my wife said, just don't look at the bank account because you know what I'm saying. She goes, don't
yeah.
even look. I'm like, okay, I
And
don't even
that's
want to know.
good. That's a good
So,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
so it's
Tarek
just
10
like,
killer is 41.48. Great. Still
come on,
about $41
really?
too much.
Yeah. See what I mean? I just there's certain
But
movies I'm just not gonna do that. I can't.
nah,
You know what I
we're
was
gonna get
thinking
off that.
about? Websites, what we were saying before. Do you remember the first websites that were actually making a splash? and they weren't bloody disgusting, and they weren't Dread Central, and they obviously weren't Fangoria. Do you remember the original ones that were doing things? To this is what I remember when I was online. I remember Ain't It Cool News
Yeah, ain't it cool news?
and
Yeah. Joe
Shock Till You
Blow.
Drop. Yeah.
Well, Shock to You Drop, and wasn't there Joe Blow or something like that?
Well, Joe Blow horror, or not Joe Blow horror. Joe Blow is also Arrow in the Head. It's the same company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
then
what they
and
were in
yeah.
the beginning. Yeah, it was weird. And then they kind of got quiet. Well, Shock to You Drop is what's his name? The son of a bitch that still owes me for those paranormal activity DVDs. That's where I want them
He's a
from.
big time
You know?
producer now. I don't think
I
he's
know he
yeah.
is. Son of a bitch. I tell you. And I support his movies. You know what I mean? I went up to I even pay movie money for his movies. But I got him back my own way. It's okay. I got ways. Oh, he's trying to strike back.
And
Not
then
anymore, though. I behave now.
I'm realizing we're kind of running, not running out of time, but
Oh,
I don't even think
oh
we're going to be able
yeah.
to do too many deep dives. We could practically do movie reviews right now.
Oh my
So we'll
gosh,
have to
look at
figure out
us.
what we're going to do. Anyway, but before we do that, Friday 13th series, I think since the last time we talked,
Oh,
it's gone, it's back. Oh no, we did talk about it a little bit.
no, we
It
didn't.
sounds like it is back with A24, but they didn't want and I messed up the guy that was in charge of it is not who we messed him up. We're getting him confused with a different filmmaker. Although they're both great filmmakers, I was
We're not getting
confused.
him confused. It's
I
Fuller,
was.
the guy that did
Yeah.
Hannibal series. We've been saying it the whole time.
No, but I was saying he did The Ritual and some other things too, and I think
Oh no,
that's
that's what's his name. That's the guy that
McDonald.
did not McDonald. No, his name. Oh, for God, he did the freaking Hellraiser thing.
Yes, Buckner. Buckner.
Right,
I
he's
was
three
saying it
for
was
three,
Buckner.
man.
I was saying it was Buckner that was
Oh,
doing
that's
the
weird.
Bruckner that was doing the
Bruckner,
show.
David
Yeah,
Bruckner. Right.
I was confusing it. That's what I
No, it's
said.
Brian Fuller or Brad Fuller. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a case against him? And we did. How the hell do people not know this stuff when they greenlit the series? And then we find out now that 3 years ago there was a case against him, supposedly a sexual thing. He was harassing somebody, and now
Oh
we
no.
find out. Isn't that weird how that always happens? And nobody knows about it until a story breaks, or they regurgitate it years later, or it resurfaces, I should say.
So
Isn't it
I
weird?
didn't even read that. No, that's crazy.
Yes, there's allegations going on with them.
So that's why
Yeah.
they cut. Is that why A24
Yeah,
cut
but think
ties?
about this. Those allegations were made before he was made the showrunner. That's what I don't understand. How these
And their
things happen.
allegations. This is the
Yeah, and
problem.
they're just allegations,
Guilty
correct?
before proven innocent. I mean,
Not
or whatever.
anymore.
It's all no. It's guilt. I'm saying it's guilty.
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes,
saying it's that. That's the
yeah.
problem. We're putting guilt on everybody until they're proven innocent. That's the crazy thing. It's innocent until proven guilty. But God, we don't follow that by any means.
No,
Yeah, there's lots of tweets. There's been lots of activity on the social media networks because I think Kevin Spacey's been acquitted from pretty much anything he was been uh, any allegations against him. Bear with me, man. I got to go get my water. So you do a little solo cast for a bit. Maybe talk
okay.
about one of the movies. We might only be able to
I'll
talk
talk.
about one or two each, and then get into our features.
Yeah, I'll talk about my
Okay.
slashers while I
Yeah.
can.
No problem.
Although he's not going to be here, but So these I watched four, and I thought I would include them here. And let's see what I can remember. One of them was Death Screams, aka House of Death. Um, you know, uh, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was okay. I kind of felt the same way I felt about it when I watched it for year the slasher the first time. There's just not enough. That's all there is. I mean, the people in the town are fine. It's a small town place, and I kind of like that. We have a town imbecile, and man, I hope I didn't talk about this last show. Hell, I might have. See, I can't even remember what I'm doing anymore. But anyway, it was okay, but there's 15 minutes of mayhem at the end, which is great. It's unfortunate that the whole movie wasn't like that, or they I notice a lot about pacing with the slashers is a lot of them have these quick starts, or they have these freaking crazy finishes for the last 15 minutes, and then the second act is big, and that's what separates things. A lot of second acts, not enough happens. Or a lot of times we see other slashers where they don't see a murder until 45 minutes in, and then it just is leisurely paced after that. The great slashers know how to pace them. Just like when they made like Friday the 13th 5. The guy said there has to be either breasts or a freaking or a kill every 8 minutes or something like that. To a degree, he had a decent formula. We do want to see kills throughout the movie. It makes for a better, more entertaining movie. And the pacing was a big problem at the time. Ultimately, it's still a 6 out of 10, like it was last time for me. And that's
That's
it.
the same review or rating for me as well. I don't mind it. It's got some nice town folk
Yes.
atmosphere.
Pretty girls.
You know, it was always you couldn't see shit when it originally came out on VHS or whatever. So the
Hmm.
Arrow release does make it better. I had subscribed to Arrow for a bit and got that. And the cool thing about when you subscribe to Arrow, and I mentioned this on the show again before, is that A, you get the clear quality version of it, but they also give you some of the special features as well sometimes on their streaming,
Right.
like the behind the
Right.
scenes or whatever, or the audio commentary. So I always thought that was a unique thing, but that sums it up perfectly. Because there's a lot of stuff that you just like, what the hell's going on still? Like it's just badly, it's not a really well made movie, but it's better than some of those slashers that are out there. And
Yeah,
somehow it
it's
clicks along.
okay.
It's got enough, I guess it's got enough charm. But I mean,
Hmm.
I think this is the one where the guy goes like, "Why did he do it?" He goes, "I don't know."
I think that did happen. Yeah. And
I
there's a
think that's
real
what the
poor
cop says at
edit.
the end.
I don't know. There's some unresolved plots in a few ways, and he might say that. Uh, I don't know. It's okay. The funny thing is, there's a kill in the very beginning of the movie of a couple on like a motorcycle, or they're doing something, and they die together, and they fall in the water, and their bodies stay together in the water the whole
The whole
time. They keep
fucking movie.
updating it, and they're
Yeah,
together. They should have at least been
yeah,
impaled together, so there'd be a reason for it. But the bodies stay together. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
That one girl is so beautiful, and she was the one that has the grandmother.
yeah.
You know that she was a Playboy playmate before she made this movie. In 1977, she was a playmate, and she actually did a pornographic film the year before in 1976, and then became a playmate after. That doesn't usually happen, but
I
I
didn't know
was like,
that.
oh,
And she's
like
actually not
that.
a bad actress.
No, I hear you. I thought the same
Yeah.
thing. All the acting was fine, honestly. I just wish they would have paced it better because it was really cool. In the end, they get in the graveyard and they go and this and that. And but then when we find out when the guy kills, we don't know why was he the killer. Didn't It's not explained by the plot or the viewer. Anyway,
Well,
so there's that. Um, what else? Okay, I finally watched this movie called 555, 555. You know that
oh, you
pink
had never seen
VHS?
it.
No, I used to see the box all the time in the day, and I think we just kind of used to laugh at it, never even rented it. Well,
Yeah.
let me
Well,
tell you, I watched it
it's a laugh
Friday
a
with my
fucking minute.
friends. Oh, dude, it's fucking bad, 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 bad movie. I mean, it's so poorly. This is shot
But
on
moods
video.
5 out of 5 bad, where like you had a blast watching it with your friends, like I don't go in the woods type thing. Like I still don't. Bad is bad to me. Like that. Like
It is bad,
Maniac is a movie they could put on with your friends, and you're just like you're into the movie, but you're also going like, oh my god, did you see the guy's head got
right?
blown right off? Even though I knew it was Tom Savini, but they didn't, and they would just we go crazy for that stuff. But this is
Right,
like bad, bad, bad.
right. But the thing is, there are movies you can laugh at, and that makes them fun, right? You don't laugh at Maniac, but there's some movies you can watch with your friends and have a night, and freaking you're laughing at how bad it is. There was maybe three or four things that made me laugh throughout the movie, but not enough to freak out. Like when the movie ended, like Scott said, my friend, he's like, That's got to be one of the worst ones ever." He said, and he's seen everything with me since the '80s. He's the one that picked out The Prey. It's worse than The Prey. I mean, it's
Yeah,
freaking. It's the kills. Some of the kills are so bad. I'm like, right off the bat, every kill, it's like someone just has a bucket and they're just throwing freaking blood on somebody. And the
yeah.
screaming is dubbed in after, and all the screaming sounds the same. and it's real loud, louder than everything else. And then this one guy calls all the time, like over an intercom or on a phone, and he's dubbed in after, and it's louder than everything else, and it's so noticeable.
Oh,
One
I
time you
remember.
could see the guy's hand. You could see the guy's hand of the person that was throwing the blood on the person.
It's
It
like
was
the
done
Waz
so
family, right? It was like
fucking
a whole family made this movie. It was like a husband, wife, and
something
cousins
like
and
that.
this and that. And I think they were one of those ones that they filmed over a weekend or 2 weekends, and just garbage.
And the killer looks so weird. Sometimes he looks like Cousin Eddie from fucking Vacation. Sometimes he looks like a Weird Al. Sometimes he looks like a fucking a combination of Cheech and Chong. One time he look at him, he looks like Cactus Jack from wrestling. Mick Foley.
What
There's just fucking
about
people
Chainsaw
fucking.
Charlie?
Here's the thing. Every time, yeah, there you go. He was the guy that was hanging out with Chainsaw Charlie. Speaking of that, wow. So how does this guy? Every time people are getting together to fuck, the killer shows up. How does he know when people are gonna fuck? It isn't like he's at a
Get a
campground and
keen
he's
sense of
Jason and
smell. It's like
it's
Jason.
just like it's so it's so bad. And the kills, there was one kill that was so fucking bad. Maybe the worst kill ever. And you could tell that it's a piece of wood and a pillow. And fucking he's stabbing into it and then he picks it. It is so fucking poorly done. I couldn't believe it. Really, like we were watching, we're like, man, this is what the kind of movies we used to make. We could have made a better movie than this. And I was like, yeah, we probably could have if we actually applied time to make a 90-minute movie. Yeah, but
Well,
oh
if
my
you're on a ship
god,
reader movie watch, put Spine on your list. Holy crap. That
no,
one from
I'm not,
85 or 86. It was horrible too, shot on video. You're like me, man. Shot on video, let's be honest, fucking
dude.
sucks. It
Dude, I'm waiting
sucks.
to see a good one. It does fucking suck. It's just bad filmmaking. It's the same shit I did when I was 15, and I was more competent at that age where I would know where to cut things and I would reshoot something if I needed to, and I would have the presence of mind. And if I dubbed something, yeah, I overdubbed things that sound bad now. But I was a fucking kid. These are
I
people putting out a VHS at a store. And it's just like,
if I sound
oh,
like an elitist snob too, thank you. Like that I don't care. Because like they're just getting to the point where like a horror fan has to fucking love everything or
fuck
something
that.
like this. It's fucking crazy. Now, shot on video can suck
I
my dick.
Dude, yeah, I can't get enjoyment out of girls that are laughing when they're supposed to be getting killed. You could tell that they're laughing and not fucking in torment. And then they're fucking you can literally
want,
fucking
I want
see
my girls in
basically,
torment.
dude, yeah, they take fucking it's like they have rubber mannequins and they behead somebody and you can see that everything looks rubber. It's just rubber mannequins and that's your props. Anyway, don't watch 555. I give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad. You got anything to say?
Yeah. I'll add. Do you want me to talk about Night Shift? I know you're interested in seeing it, and it's hard not to spoil. Here, I'm
I
not
do
going to
want to see
spoil
it.
it for the
Okay.
listeners, but what I'm going to say may spoil it for you.
I won't
And
sweat it then.
oh, so the and because of the fact that I'm watching this movie and it's well made, decent actors. It clicks along. I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be a slasher movie, but it's kind of supernatural, and you're just like, what's going on here? So this a girl is on. We open up. She's in a car and she's obviously trying to get away from something in her life, and then she ends up at this remote hotel. You get a lot of cycle vibes without being feeling like a ripoff. But like definitely homage and these vibes to him. And you meet someone. It's the dude, the black dude that's from New Girl and
I
some
don't know what
banking
New Girl
commercials.
is.
It's a TV
Mm,
show, and he's really good.
oh,
And he plays a slightly off kilter, nice but possibly creepy kind of Norman Bates type of guy in a sense, like just the way he does things. And she's taken on this job to be like the new night person,
oh, we've
hence the
seen
title
that
Night
before.
Shift. And so
Yeah,
then
last shift.
he leaves her alone, and she is on the job, and some weird things happen. There's a girl that there's one there's one person, one occupant in the hotel, and she checks on her, and she's a little weird. It looks like she's got blood on her hand or whatever, but she hides her hand, but it turns out to be nothing, and we don't really know. And then they end up getting locked, and they become locked into this room. They end up becoming friends. It's a weird just event just to get the relationship going and how the hotel runs, and there's rats, and it's run down and it's not looking so great. Um, it turns when you think she's being chased and we don't know what's happening. We don't know if it's this girl that is in this room, the only occupant there. Another couple shows up. We don't know if it's haunted. We don't know what's happening. And without spoiling it, as the movie progresses, we find out that it is essentially what I want Happy Trails to be, or what Happy Trails
Oh,
is.
okay.
What Happy
Fair
Trails
enough.
is, but ours has a different backstory, but the revelation is very similar. And so I enjoyed it. It really didn't do anything new, but it was gory, and the revelation was good, but I was like, ah, fuck, this is why we got to get the movie done and just be done with it. It's
Shit,
not, it
you
doesn't
know?
take anything, it doesn't, like, I didn't, but I was thinking of it. I'm like, shit, there it is in another form. But don't get me wrong, it's already been done before as well. Like
Well,
nothing,
sure.
like there's nothing new under the sun, as we well know. So it's just the way the story's being told, the way we tell it in our movies is different anyway. But I'm just saying there was a similarity there that I was like, ah, shit. But Whoopi, still well enough done, but there's still question marks. Like they can't be rated super high. I say I give it like a six, maybe a six and a half,
Okay.
6.5 out of 10. I would watch it again, so maybe 6.5 would be the right thing.
There
But
you
there are
go.
still question marks. So when they do like the denouement, like the end little sequence that it's supposed to be cute and whatever like that, all it does is kind of raise a bigger question mark. Uh, and I'm being
I
very
don't like that.
cryptic. I'm being very cryptic because I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, because we're not doing a deep dive
Cool.
review here. And I do think it's worth checking out. It's, some people are not going to like it, just like anything. There's an audience for everything, but I didn't mind my time with it.
Cool.
It was decent, but it wasn't anything great.
It's been on my list, on my
Yeah,
watch list for a bit, so I'm gonna
I,
get
I
to it.
think I think you'll like it, and I'll do one more, and then maybe we can get into the
Cool.
features then.
Yeah. I can do like literally three sentences for my last two. So
And I could as
I
well
could
too.
fly
So
it.
if we could do all four, that's
Seriously.
fine then. So
Yeah,
then
because
my
I
other
won't, I'll
one,
forget.
no problem. My next one is the last night at Terrace Lanes.
Ah,
Um, and you know what?
um, it's don't tell me it's good.
It's okay. It's not
Okay.
it's not good. I
Okay.
I was struggling. Do I give it a five or do I give it a six? And I ended up giving it a
Okay.
six. I gave it a
Okay.
six because you know what?
Why not a
It was a
five and a
low.
half?
It was because it was low budget. It wore
Uh-huh.
it on its sleeve. But I thought they did enough good with that low budget. I mean, low budget, you can't fault a movie for being low budget. Low budget's fucking low budget. I mean, that's just what
Mm-hmm.
you got to, it's what they do with it that counts. So what they do? They put it to one location. Good idea. That's what you're supposed to do. They had a fairly large cast for a low budget, but some of the shots were not necessary. Like they were doing so good. Like the sound quality, the shot choice was decent, but then every now and then there'd be a ultra close up or something like that that would just seem off, and that was just me nitpicking. But I
Right.
liked the acting was okay. There was a decent father daughter relationship aspect to it that I thought they did a
Mm,
good job with. That added another element
cool.
to it, and there was gore. Some of the gore was everything was passable, just
Okay.
different levels. Some was better than others. The major downfall, the reason I can't go a bit higher than this, is that one of the aspects of it is we've got to escape this bowling rink alley. We got to escape this. We got to escape it. It's been locked up. It's been chain linked locked from the inside.
So like gutter balls.
Yeah. So then they go to try to escape, and it becomes like a video game. Oh no, we need to go get the cutters. And now the cutters are over in there. So then it becomes a
Mm,
whole task to go there.
right.
When they go get the cutters, they end up cutting it. Now what we're talking about is a two glass doors that are chained. Two glass
Mm.
doors that are chained, and they're covered so you can't see outside. Well,
Well, they could throw bowling pins at those doors.
exactly.
or bowling
Exactly.
balls.
That's what
Right.
drove me crazy. You could throw, and not only that, they could throw the bowling balls right through the window to get out. So I'm like, well, that's a whole waste of a time. So the whole
Right.
10 minutes of backtracking to go get the bolt cutters that then go back to the chain could have been avoided
Mm,
by just throwing a fucking bowling ball right through the goddamn window.
right,
Plus,
man.
as they're doing it, two guys come up to attack them and they've got the bowling ball. And because she's such a good bowler, she's able to throw it and bounce it and do like a split thing. So there's comedy in this, of course. And it
Right. The
might be a little too
7-10.
silly for you. It might be a little too silly for you. But
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. Like I saw a review. I think like it's one of her listeners. I think he gave it a half a star. And I can't necessarily disagree. I could
Mm,
see this is going to be all over the map. But I ended up
right.
going, I think Jason Lloyd was 3 or maybe 4. It wasn't,
Mm,
it was all right. Was okay with my time with it. I don't have to watch it again, but that was very like, you're like, there's your escape right there. Her friend and her could have escaped right then and there by throwing a bowling ball through the window and been out. Then when they do get out, there's a bad guy outside because it's about a cult, and they explain why the cult's there. So it's all
right.
explained. And there's a guy out
Eh,
there. Well, they dispatch of that guy. What do these yahoos do? Because of the way that they try to film it, they try to explain that they're kind of trapped so they can't escape. Then they have to go back into the bowling rink. I'm like,
mm,
you could have just left. You could have walked over them and just left. And again, I'm being cryptic in case you want to see it and experience it for yourself. So that's 2 strikes of dumb moves, even in this silly kind of movie that I'm like, well, guys, come on. You're making this difficult for me to like. I'm like, throw the bowling ball through the window, get out. Nope, no, they didn't do that. Okay, now you're out. Leave. Nope, they didn't do that. So I'm just like, okay, that's why I can't give it any higher. And that's why I hovered between a 5 and a 6, and maybe a 5.5 is a better, but that's the reason. But what I got was decent. I think everybody gave it a solid try. There was gore, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. So yeah, that was it. I talked way
okay.
longer than I thought about that one.
That's
Sorry.
okay. So 2 strikes. 2 strikes is fine for a bowling movie. A third
Yeah.
strike, it would have been a turkey. Right? Is that fair to say?
There you go. That would have been a better way to
Okay.
sum it up.
Yeah, see? All right. Well, here, I'll run through these last 2 quick. Disco Path. I've always avoided it because I thought it was going to be comical. Really wasn't comical the way I thought it was at all. I was fine. This guy, he's a cook. He freaking gets fired. He gets distracted
Is
when
it
he hears
good?
disco music. It's fine. It's fine.
Disco
The kills
Path.
are fine. Yeah, Disco Path. It's funny because it takes place in New York City in the beginning, but everybody has an accent. I'm like, wait a minute. They're playing them off like they're regular New Yorkers, but these people are clearly like French Canadian or something else. But then after a few kills happen, and I do like the score, it's kind of like Carpenter. It's kind of cool. It's like, what do you call it? It's like Halloween 2, ding 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 stuff like synth. Anyway, they actually go away to Montreal after he does a killing. So then this movie was made by French Canadians, and they end up in the second half of the movie.
Those
It's in
fucks.
Montreal. So we
Yeah.
get the killer's history. We find out what's going on. Some nice shots of the disco scene. There's some things that don't make sense. But here's the biggest problem: the disco music. When he hears disco, something happens in his head, and he kills. Okay, fine, silly, but executed seriously. Okay,
You
it's
know
just one
what?
of those.
That's an idea we would come up with, and it's a good idea. I like that. Like,
Right,
like
it's fine.
or my version would be country music.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. But the thing about this is what happens is in the second half of the movie, he actually kidnaps a girl and he's holding her and he has the heads of the other girls that he kills. He beheads them and he puts them on like turntables and he's sitting. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, if the whole gimmick is that when he hears disco, he kills, why would he be kidnapping somebody? That goes against the whole fucking grain of what they built it up for. So it didn't make sense. And then I just kind of lost interest in the second half. But it wasn't bad and it wasn't goofy the way I thought it was. So again, it's another 6 out of 10. It's fine. It's fine. So there you go. And last one here, I watched Evil Dead Trap. It definitely is a slasher, especially for the
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what? It shouldn't even be called that. And
I
when you
know.
translate the title in fucking in Japanese, it's called Trap of the Dead Spirits. That's what they should have called it. Anyway, It's a Japanese movie that masquerades itself as an Italian movie. It's got Italian type music. It's shot like an Italian movie. It's good. There's stuff that goes on. There are really good slasher kills for the first half
Oh,
of the movie. The
yeah.
problem is, and I don't mean, and I'm not derogatory about the movie overall. I'm just saying that the second half gets a little bit slow and the kills kind of stop. And then we get a pretty cool climax and a pretty good ending. And there are good kills. There's a good double kill. There's a cool trick with an arrow and then a machete, almost like a saw trap in a way. But just if you haven't seen it, see it. And I do really like the movie. So it's I'm gonna say it's a half head explosion.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
so they
That's where it is for me too.
yeah, it was always an underseen movie, but now you can see it on Prime.
You
So
should
it's
check
cool.
out
Once
part
upon
two
a
as
time.
well.
I will.
Yeah,
But there you
totally
go.
different movie.
Right on. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I got my last two that I'll blow through. The Seeding also
Mm.
came out this year. Again, a lot of these were those it seems to be the trend where they were made in like 2022 or 2023, but they're getting their release this year. This is a very interesting movie. And I was thinking of that other movie that I just watched that have Dave Packett in it, called Plank Face.
Oh
And
yeah. Good
I
movie.
honestly think they tore a page from Plank Face or that type of film where it's a very bizarre premise where this guy's out kind of hiking and wandering, taking pictures and enjoying himself, and comes across this kid who seems to be kind of lost, and he wants to help him, but the kid doesn't seem to want his help, but it keeps traveling deeper into the woods. So he follows him and he gets lost, and then ends up waking up and is trapped in this sort of cove or enclave or whatever, where he comes across this house and there's this woman in it and she's cooking and they're getting along, but he just wants to be out, but he can't get out. There's no way out. They wake up and he wakes up the next morning and there's like a ladder that's up, but there's like this big rocky cliff and they're down in it and they can't escape and he's stuck there. And what he finds out is that these like sadistic or sinister kids are up at the top, like these 4 or 5 boys, and they've trapped this woman and this man down there. And it just
Huh.
ends up following this life, and he's stuck down there. And I don't want to say anything more because
Sounds
that's
good
the
now.
premise of the movie. And again, I didn't mind it. I get like I'd say it's like a 6.5 because it's it's well made, well acted. It keeps your interest for the most part. Like it's not, it doesn't go, maybe might be a little, maybe 10 minutes too long, but it's not a total knock against the movie. And I dig the way they ended it.
Nice.
So it's
10
got
minutes too
an
long.
ending that I was not expecting.
Okay, that's always good.
Maybe you'll see it and go, yeah, how could you? Of course, that's
You
how
never
it had
know.
to end. But I was like, wow, okay, holy shit, I wasn't expecting that, Jesus. So
Huh.
yeah, definitely nothing fantastic again. I don't know if it's going to make the list because it's only at that 6.5 range type thing. But
Right.
I think it's worth checking out. Another like lower budgeted movie that I think its heart is in the right place, and they're trying to do something different.
Cool. Well,
And it's
I
not,
guess I'll
and
add
the
it.
reason I say plank face is because of the fact that like it feels like you're being groomed into something. That was a different movie, but I just feel
Hmm.
like wandering off and your day starts one way and then you're stuck and you're trapped somewhere and then that becomes your life. That's kind of that's
Yeah.
the similarities is I guess between the two. So
I like stuff like that.
the next one is New Life. Um, this one dropped
Hmm.
very short, 85 minutes. Again, nothing fantastic, sixth range, but nothing wrong with it. And this is all about the way the story's being told. So we start right away. This girl's walking frantically towards the camera, and her face is blood splattered a bit, and she's trying to escape from something. She ends up going home, grabbing a ring, and is on her way. We end up finding out as the story gets presented to us as it progresses that she's escaped because she may be infected with something. And they're trying to
Oh,
find her, and she's trying to get on with her life, and she's just trying to get away,
Man.
and then there's people after her. And then,
Okay.
without going into too much detail and without spoiling it, that's all I'm going to say, because the rest of it would be given way too much away, and I want to experience it for yourself. So again, this could be all over the place. It's a low budget, but there's actors that you've seen in this before. It's well done, but again, nothing blown away. It's again, this is about the storytelling,
Right.
the sort of how they introduce it, and how they show the backstory to get you up to speed. I admittedly, the makeup at the end, I was not 100% on board with. I was kind of laughing a bit, but
Mm,
so unfortunately, it didn't have the ending that the seeding had, and I think it could have used a better end, like a humdinger of an ending, kind of like the seeding
mm-hmm.
had. And this one kind of
Right.
just tried to pull at the heartstrings, but it seemed a little silly. But
Uh,
definitely worth checking out. It's not a disgrace or anything. I just don't think these are going to be list worthy. I
right.
don't think so. But I didn't dislike my time with it either. So that's it.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, dude, have you
Mild
ever seen
rebel.
the movie Retreat? Retreat from 2011?
I don't believe so.
If
Name
you
sounds
haven't, you
familiar,
should.
but I can't think of. Okay, retreat.
Put it on your list. Watch Retreat from 2011. Because when you said somebody was infected and they escaped somewhere, and that's a little bit of something about what Retreat is about, and it's good. And while we're on 2011, if you haven't seen The Divide, see that too if you've never seen it. They're not your typical
That one I
horror movies.
remember. That one I remember. That's when they're
Psychological.
in. Is that when they're stuck in that bunker area,
That
or
apartment building and they're in the basement and all
yes,
this
that's okay. Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
shit
Okay,
goes down. So you have seen it. Okay. All right, cool.
way
That hit me
back.
hard. Okay. All right. I didn't even know about it or Retreat when it so those are two on that list when I did the show with 22 shots that I wanted to tell you about it because they made my top 10 and they're good. But anyway,
Are we
cool.
ready to jump into this? We'll do
Yeah.
these two
Yeah.
reviews. The first review we're going to be doing is Abigail from 2024. After a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an isolated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. That's really weirdly written. Or I just read it weird, but I think I we got the point across. Um, and of
It's
course, this
best
is
to know
directed.
nothing,
I know.
you know?
So again, spoilers, guys. And if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it, check it out. Um,
Yeah.
this is that Matt Bettinelli, Olpen, and Tyler Gillett, or whatever, like the directors of Ready or Not, and Scream 5 and Scream 6, like I mentioned earlier. And
And a couple of anthologies.
yeah, a
Um,
couple of anthology things. And again, I'm not
Radio
against it.
Silence.
I'm not against anything that they did. It just, as soon as the body started exploding, I was like, this is very Ready or Not. And then I looked it up immediately, and then I found out they were from Ready or Not. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. But it felt so been there, done that I was just like kind of off put. It was a little off putting to me. Uh, when the bodies started exploding. But I guess they liked that gag in Ready or Not. Excuse me. So they
Yeah.
wanted to double down on it in this one. But
And they did Southbound.
so you didn't, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
a favorite of hers as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had no clue that she was a vampire. You didn't know that going into this.
Knew nothing. Knew nothing
Yeah.
except the title. Went in and at first, see, second view changes everything. At first, I was disappointed with the reveal, not because it was actually a badass reveal, but as I'm watching the movie, there happens to be a scene where the first person is killed. And he comes across this one area in this big giant mansion where they're in, where they're holed up with the kidnapped girl that they have. And he comes across this picture, and it's like a painting. And there's a guy in the picture, and then there's the girl in the picture. And the girl, when you look at the picture, is revealed, the painting is revealed to be, oh man, that's Abigail. That's the girl that they have trapped. So when I saw that, I 100% took it as an Omen 2 reference because the same thing happens in The Omen too, when they're digging in the beginning of the movie, and I forgot where they are, and they see that Damien's picture was painted and this was prophesized years ago, and you see his picture there, and the guy finds out and it's like, oh my god, but they don't survive because then everything collapses and they die, they suffocate. So I thought when I saw that, and and earlier on something else was said about her father being this Antichrist or something, that I thought that they were leaning towards, oh, she's the freaking Antichrist. She's like Damien, but it's a female. So my ears perked up. I'm like, oh, okay, look at this. So I want to say at first, when she's revealed to be a vampire, I was like, ah, vampires are cool, but I thought she was going to be the Antichrist. So that kind of stuck in my craw for a little bit, but I'll say this. It quickly went away because there's the first scene when they go in there, when they find out what's going on, and it's too much to get into. We could talk for an hour. So when they decide that they're all on the same page and they got to go into this place and try to take her down because they find out what she is, there are two scenes. That's the first scene where she whips everybody's ass and does all this stuff and sticks the steak in somebody else, laughs about the garlic, and then takes the guy's freaking crucifix on his neck and freaking stamps it like a pincushion
Yeah,
100
yeah.
times. I loved it because it's throwing everything back in the face of what they thought was going to kill her, and none of it worked. And the things she was saying and the things she was doing, and she's dancing around and stuff, I was like, that's awesome. She's badass. And then there's a second scene later when she's in the cage and she's telling everybody who they really are and why they're there. And her fucking acting is fantastic. So her performance just was like the lasting impression I had. I was like, wow, I haven't seen this good of a young person performing like this in a very long time. And she, for me, stole the show in a way like when I was young, when I saw The Exorcist for the first time, I was like, whatever, the same age Reagan was in the movie, and I was in love with Reagan. I had a crush on her. If to me, this girl would be like a modern day Reagan to younger people that are seeing this movie because she's a very pretty young girl, and the stuff that she says and does and her acting ability, I just thought she blew it out of the fucking water. So,
You're right about her acting is great, and
oh,
she's probably one of the
dude,
best things about the movie. The movie doesn't shy away from gore, so that's good too. But
no.
um, I, I guess it's because the trailer spoiled the fuck out of it. Like
Fucking
out of the
trailers.
game, out of the gate, what you're getting right from the get go. So just
Ah,
like, so there was no surprise
damn.
whatsoever. Um,
That sucks.
Sam looks, or I call her Sam, the girl that Melissa Barrera, or
Melissa
whatever.
Barrera, right.
So Sam from Scream, like I wasn't a fan of her in Scream 5. I thought she was better in Scream 6.
I liked her in here.
She was good. She looks great.
Yep.
And she's not the best actress. I mean, but
She's
she's
fine.
fine. She's passable here, but she's just
Yeah.
so monotone that I know that's supposed to be her character, but it's almost so just
Hmm.
underplayed. But she's fine. I'd be nitpicking
There
for
was
anything
enough
else, but it's just
characters, but there was enough characters in the movie that she doesn't have to. Like you have the one guy who dies first, and he's great, and rest in peace to him. They dedicated the movie to him.
yeah.
Poor guy. Literally, he played the same part in this movie that he played in Euphoria. Like you could have taken him off the set of Euphoria. It's the same character. So he
Well,
plays that role well.
he
Maybe that's how he was
sounds
in real
like
life.
when I found out he died from drug overdose, it
Right.
didn't really surprise me. I know it sounds horrible to say because the guy, like, I was like, is it acting or is that just how he fucking talks?
Right.
Like
I
he's
don't
like
know.
mumble
Right.
mouth, like talk, like no. I was like, why did you pick this guy? Like
Really? I thought he's
I
great.
felt,
Wow.
oh, I am not, yeah, I wasn't a
Wow.
fan.
Oh, okay. See, I thought he was great as a character. I thought that the other guy, the lead bad guy, was great. Then there was the other guy who's kind of like a poor man's Batista, and he was really good, playing a little bit dim-witted, but freaking a good-hearted guy. Then there's the ex-Marine, the black guy. He's cool. And then you have the girl from Paranormal Activity 4, who was driving me nuts for the first 15 minutes. I'm like, I know this girl
Yeah.
so well, and I can't believe how she still looks the same. She was probably like 14 in freaking Paranormal Activity
She
4.
was in that other
Okay.
horror movie that we talked about earlier
And I didn't
last
even
year, or whatever as well.
I didn't even realize it until I looked her up on the thing and wow, yeah. But anyway, I thought there was enough good characters in the movie that I never thought about it till you said it now though. I guess
But
her delivery is a little of that, but she is kind of a sad person. And that's why this kind of reminded me a little bit of Don't Breathe. What I was telling you, you remember you said this is going to remind me of some? First, I was thinking of Saw 2 or Saw 5, how everybody's there together and there's a reason and they all know why they're there eventually and everything else and they're locked in this one big place. So I was thinking of Saw. And then I was thinking of, what do you call it? Don't Breathe. Because her character was like trying to get money and do something bad, but for a good cause. It just kind of reminded me of that.
this
And
is
then I got the Ready or Not vibe even before the explosions happened. So, but
interesting.
those are the
Okay.
things I was thinking of. But then when the explosions happened, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be that. Then I looked it up, and sure enough. But I see this for me. This is just my kind of story. It's people. It's a small cast in one place being picked off one by one, and you throw in a child killer that is fucking great and is saying great things and has gory kills. It's right up my alley. And if I didn't watch it a second time tonight, although I didn't finish it, I'm only an hour in. There's still 40 minutes left. And I'm right at that one scene that I love when she's freaking trapped in the thing and she's trying to negotiate with them, but she's playing them the whole time when they think they have her at a disadvantage again. Um, I was really enjoying it even more the second time because I knew. And it's funny because Irene's watching it and she thought the same thing. She goes, "Oh, she's the little devil. She's the devil." And then no, it's a vampire. So she was getting the same vibe I was. But I don't care. It ended up great, and it's just I enjoyed it even more on the second view. So I'm kind of high on it.
That's awesome. I'm not low on it, but
Right.
I just thought it was good. I enjoyed my time with it. It was eye candy. It was fun. I never have to watch it again. I have no interest to watch it again. It happened.
Mm,
Again, it just felt like fluff. It was entertaining fluff. It was, but I have no interest. I have, it will, like, again, I don't know how to explain it other than how I just explained it. I don't know what my thought process, what separates this, where or I could go back to Fright Night or Near Dark and watch those numerous times and just and love it. I know that's nostalgia or whatever, so I could put that to a newer movie, but for some
yeah.
reason, this movie, it felt like everything you said. I can't disagree with. She's fantastic. It looks good,
Hmm.
but I felt like it went on a little long for my likings, and I just felt like
It was a
okay,
little long.
it was it was entertaining. I can't take that away from it, but I just don't feel like I need to watch it again. Is that a bad thing? Is that a critique of the movie? I don't know. Like when I said a movie wants to be list worthy, I feel like I that would be a separation of it. Like I'd be a half head based on my rating. It's a 7. Like I'm not low on it. I'm not doing my usual prick move where I'd give it a low movie and then think I got to stick up my ass, and then a year from now I come back, or a year end show I say whatever. But it's a 7 out of 10, or a half head explosion. Um, but yeah, I really have no interest to revisit.
And I can understand that. And just the same thing with the Ready or Not comparisons. Like when I watched it, I was like, yeah, we've seen that before, but at least it's the same people. So I was like, kind of like, all right, that's fine. He says something about an Easter egg, so that kind of actually helps me a little bit. But again, I'm an hour and some change into it, and that stuff hasn't happened yet. And I'm just into her. And you know, I love the female killer, and you know, I love fucking evil shit like this. And this girl doing her stuff and doing the ballerina shit. Oh, and it makes that song scary, which I always thought was a little bit scary. That
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sonata, that fucking song. And when she's dancing with the corpse. Oh my god, dude, I love that. And then she's
That
running
was
on the
good.
railing, she's doing
Yeah.
pirouettes and shit on the fucking rail like a ballerina. I love female killers, and then you have one that can talk. And granted, it's it's a young child, younger, well not young child, but I guess I don't know how old she is. But I'm just saying she's like 12,
So
13, 14,
yeah,
whatever. She's younger.
I
And
might
she's
get raked over the
great.
coals for this. I might get raked over the coals for this. This movie has a mother, like a daddy daughter issue subplot wedged into it as well, which I thought was a little hokey at the end. And then the movie I was talking about, which is that Last Night at Terrace Lanes, that low budget movie, has this mother or daughter father thing. I thought that was better handled in the Terrace Lanes movie, and I swear people are going to watch it and probably think I'm crazy, but it felt so melodramatic and overdone, and not in a, I like melodrama in certain things as well, like in
Mhm.
the way Brian De Palma directs a scene, or whatnot. But like here, just felt like so tacked on and kind of cheesy, and so that I just take it a little bit away. I'm like, like she was so badass, and to have it like this, oh, if she's got daddy issues in a sense.
Yeah, and it does come up, and I didn't get to that part on my second view yet. He was actually a bit of a problem for me, like his background, the first time I watched it, because I'm like, they're talking about him like he's this, this, and this, but they never actually say what he is. And I was like, I wish
Yeah,
I had a little bit more information on who he was. I would have liked it better if he was like a rock musician who happened to be like in like an occult rock band. Let's say he was in fucking Slayer or something like that. And instead of you just thinking it's a gimmick, he actually does have fucking power and does worship the devil, as opposed to him being some type of crime lord who, like, they say it very matter of factly, or very, I should say, they should say kind of loosely, oh, well, he's bigger than just one of these. We don't know what he controls. And I go, man, I just wish there was a little more detail on who he was exactly. But that's okay. But then again, I remember getting to the end, and when he does show up, it was kind of cool, but it wasn't a highlight for me. My highlight is anytime this girl is on the screen and what she's doing, and the kills work
agreed.
well. And like I said, I like the characters, and I just thought she was so good. Like that fucking monologue she delivers when she's in the freaking in the cage and she's just picking everybody apart. And I love that stuff. It's almost like they did in Storm of the Century, one of my favorites, when he walks through the place and because of who he is, he knows everybody's secrets. And he says, you did this and you're this and he's talking. I love when somebody can expose people for what they really are because they're evil and because they know about it. I don't know. It just adds to my,
Hmm.
they're more of an attractive villain when they have that other that side to them that allowed it, as opposed to just somebody that's just killing. You know what I mean? When someone that's doing it mentally. So just this girl, I don't know who she is. I don't know her name, but I have a feeling she's going places because I just thought she was fucking tremendous. So, again, I'm still coming off the second view and I didn't finish. And when I finish this, I'm going to go back and watch the end of it. But I'm still kind of high on that. But I'll say
No,
this, see,
I don't want to take it away.
right?
That's
No, no, no.
the last thing I want. It's just for me again. I liked it, but I was just like, when shit starts hitting the fan, I'm like, holy shit, this is really good. And then I'm like, I check the time. I'm like, wow, I've got a lot of movie left. I go, how
Mm,
is this going to keep my interest at this point? Because I thought shit was hitting the fan. So I thought that was the
right.
climax. And so then I just thought, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it was, and that's all some people want from a movie. Again, like some people don't revisit movies ever again. They
Some
saw it,
don't.
they
Yeah.
enjoyed it, whatever. But I'm just saying to separate it. Yeah, I just wanted a little bit more. And I think because people were blowing it so much, I was expecting more from it as well.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that could happen. And you saw a trailer, which kind of already led you to where I'm in the dark and I'm seeing this. And the same thing when I show Irene, she was in the dark and she sees the revelation.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, look at it. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not going to harp on the trailer thing, but I think it adds to my enjoyment. I think in this case that's another instance of it. But let me just say this: Ready or Not, since all this the same directors and we're talking about that and everything else. Ready or Not was my number 5 that year, and I think I gave it like a 9 out of 10, and I was quite high on it. But like we've been saying, I haven't had the urge to go and watch it again.
You're
Does that
right.
mean it's not
And
really a 9 for me? I don't know. But all I can tell you is that that year when I watched it, I was very, very impressed enough to give it that high of a score. So I don't know. Maybe it's something about these movies. But see, because of the reveal in
or
this
they're
movie,
directing.
this makes me want to show it to people. That made me want to show it to Irene. This makes me want to show it to my friends because it has that reveal. Because it goes in that place that you don't really think it's going to go, and then it's fun, and then her performance. So I guess that 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 goes a long way with me. So anyway, I'll stop. I'm gonna at this point. I'm in the middle, but I'm gonna say a full head explosion. But I'm in the middle on where it's gonna land. The first time it was a little bit lower. The second time, I went up a little more. So, but I really enjoyed it. So there you go.
Nice. What is
Yeah,
her second movie? Why am I?
Sting, Sting, the
Holy
other Spider
crap!
movie, the Year of the Spider.
Yeah, Sting. Oh, that's the other one I was going to bring up. I mentioned I'll talk about it when we bring this up. Sting, after raising an unnervingly talented spider in secret, 12-year-old Charlotte must face the facts about her pet and fight for her family's survival when the once charming creature rapidly transforms into a giant flesh-eating monster.
And we've done
And
it again. We've done it again. There's a commonality in these movies. This one,
yeah,
the feature is a child of probably about the same age, probably about a 12-year-old. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And she's the lead. And again, she does a really good job acting,
she's
I thought.
fantastic. She's
Yeah.
fantastic. The worst part of this movie is the CG. Unfortunately, when Infested was fantastic with the effects of the spiders, this one had its fantastic moments and
Hmm.
moments of sheer like, oh God, like right out of the gate, the first spider shot,
Wasn't the
total
best,
CG.
but
And then
yeah,
there was a
CG,
lot of,
but it wasn't piss poor, I don't think, or anything like that. Did
you're
you
right.
think it
If I
was
say piss poor, then
okay?
maybe
No, you didn't
I
say
didn't
piss
mean,
poor.
okay.
No, no, no,
No,
you didn't. I just, you
it
know,
wasn't the mist. It was it was passable, but it was noticeable.
but it was
And
obvious.
yeah,
Right.
but
I
again,
get you.
I'm okay with that because I guess I expected that in Infested, and Infested was fucking beautiful the way they did it.
Right.
Um,
Yes, sir.
and here we go. I'm not, this is another good spider movie.
Yes, it is.
I had a great time with it. I was a little worried that it would get a little too goofy for you at one point, but it sort of teetered on that. Again, the way they started, the way they progress, and we'll get into a bit. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's well made. It's got heart. It's got good acting. And this is the other one I was talking about. I was talking about Terrace Lanes, but I was trying to think what was the other movie that I saw with the father daughter connection. It
Yeah.
was this damn movie, and this
Yes.
movie does it better than Annabelle. Abigail,
Yeah.
Abigail. But
Oh,
it's
well, of
different.
course. It's
It's a different dynamic, but
right.
it's different. And so I love the relationship that they established there. This movie's not perfect by any means. Um, I had some questions like the spider seems to go from being in the jar to like fucking huge within like, I know
Yeah.
they explained that, but it's like in no time it seems.
Yeah.
But
Well, because it fed. It's from outer
yeah,
space. It's an outer space fucking spider. We don't know what it
yeah,
is. It doesn't even exist on our planet. So it's its own fucking arachnid, which I
yeah.
dig that. I love that aspect of it that it just came through and there it is. And off we go.
And we're in an apartment building, another spider
I
movie
know.
that takes place in an apartment building with
Isn't that
multiple
weird?
tenants that are affected, and it
Yeah.
works. It
Yeah.
works like Infested did. It just Infested, I guess, had just had a little bit more momentum. It was more stylishly shot. It had a little bit like I just more adrenaline to it. I think that's the difference. But I don't want to take away from this one. It's an enjoyable movie. Infested's my
Yeah.
preferred spider movie of the year, but this is
Sure.
a shockingly other good spider movie as
Yeah.
well. Uh,
I
and
agree.
it's one spider, but the way that they introduce it with the woman that is obviously is going through dementia,
Oh yeah,
uh,
the beginning.
and she
Yeah.
doesn't even realize that they've called an exterminator already. And she's going and she thinks that she hears these noises and she goes to the phone book to call somebody and the guy's on the phone and how they just
Yeah.
introduce it, I thought was fantastic. So the exterminator
Yeah.
comes back, goes, haven't I been there already? And then whatever, and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, I don't know who you are. And then whenever he comes,
Did you have that fucked up parrot? He said. And she
yeah,
said,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have a parrot. And that scene was great with the parrot.
So,
Oh my God, it
so
was
that's the
sad.
great part of it because
Ooh.
it's the callback because you're like, what the fuck they
Yeah.
talk about the parrot, and then of course we get
Mm-hmm.
introduced to the parrot and everything else, and so like there's a lot of there's a lot of fun to be had here. It's like I said, it's well made, well lit. Uh, just a little, just some CG issues, and my other quibble was just the sheer power the spider had at dragging people back and whatnot. I think they alluded to that. I guess it had kind of like a tentacle aspect that it could, and then
Yeah,
almost like
badass.
spider
Yes.
web. It so I guess
Uh-huh.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah. So then I explained it by talking it out, I guess,
Yeah,
because I
it's
thought it was biting
yeah.
them and dragging them back. That's what I thought
Hey
was happening.
man, see how big it was and you see the power it has? I could totally buy that. My only quibble is this. There was one really good kill with the that poor woman because she had lost a child and she's now a drunk. See, there is
Oh
heart when you
God,
get to know the characters,
there's heart. Yeah.
right? That one kill though, for her is great. And it does all the stuff it does, and then later on it crawls in her mouth, and then we see the stuff. So, but the thing is, that was the only kill of that magnitude. The other kills we
Yes.
really don't see them. And then the other stuff is more of them being trapped in webs. I wanted more of that type of fucking stuff that gave me the heebie jeebies, like everything didn't freaking infested. Like
Yes.
I got that only
That
once or
was the
twice in this
Hebe.
movie.
That was the
Yeah.
heebie-jeebie scene for sure. And it
Yeah.
was
But that's it.
unfortunate because they make you, well, again, horror movie writing, a movie writing 101, make you care about the fucking characters. When you kill them
Yes.
off, then you give a
Yep.
shit. And this is what the movie did, right? So like
It
that,
did.
that one, like you care about her, you feel horrible about her. She's an
Yeah.
alcoholic because of the loss of her son and possibly her husband. I don't know if it's because
Right.
the son was dead or if it was a car accident with the two of them. I don't know if we get all the details. Uh, but again, we just know they're gone. And so she's drinking and then she gets attacked, but the way, because she gets sort of paralyzed, she falls
Yeah.
back and cracks her fucking head off the
Ooh.
tub. But she's
Oh.
frozen, so she can't move.
Right.
She's paralyzed, and the spider crawls into her mouth at this point
Mm.
because it's not the full grown one that we get at the end. And they do the callback, which, again, screenwriting 101, that there's this, they talk about the daughter, the main character, that's a great actress, having this adverse reaction to mothballs, not really liking them, and she
Right.
has one, and then it touches the
Oh,
web,
they
and the web
stink. Ugh.
disintegrates, and so she realizes it's
Right.
she instantly removes it
Mm-hmm.
because the spiders are friend at this point. But
Yeah.
the that comes back into play when
It's
it's time to
great.
kick some ass at the end, right?
Yeah, it works out. It works out perfectly the way they played that. And I got to tell you, speaking to the heart of the movie, what's going on with her and her stepfather, who's really the guy that's been there all this time, and he raises her and treats her like it's his flesh and blood, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. You know what I mean? And you like him, you like his wife, you like you like the girl Charlotte. You know, she's a little bit of a smart ass, but not in the way like the girl was from freaking Psycho
Not
Gorman.
precocious.
A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, just but she's likable. But then we get to that one scene where fucking things start falling apart for the guy, and you feel bad because it's like everybody, nobody's perfect. You're gonna have a weak
Yeah.
moment, and he does have a weak moment with everything building up, and then he goes and he says something
Yes.
that just fucking breaks this girl's heart.
Oh,
And that to me, I did not shed a tear, but I will tell you this, that is the saddest moment. It was real quick. It was only like 20, 30 seconds. I felt so fucking bad for that girl for more than any other movie I've seen this
the
year, just for
movie
those
is
30
well
seconds.
made. Like that's it.
Yeah,
That's good
dude.
directing and good
Yes.
acting. The acting here is solid. It just works. And it's a
Yeah.
spider movie again, just like Infested. Like
Right.
these two movies, any other year, I mean,
I
two
know.
fucking spider movies in one year and both worth checking out. I mean,
Definitely.
this one I want to watch again. Like this one I want to watch again. And again, just enough goofiness to not be in your face like this exterminator guy. He plays it well
Right.
because he
Yeah, he does.
borderlines that slapstickness, but
No,
without
he's
going
fine.
off the rails.
Right.
Without going off the rails. And whatever. And then you think, and there's a lot of surprises because you think he dies at the beginning, and then they show you what
Oh,
happens
yeah,
because
yeah.
we're kind of in that Pulp Fiction-esque, like that pulp. But I mean, you know what I mean, when it's disjointed storytelling, where it's like we
Mm-hmm.
start with this scene, and what we don't realize is that at that scene, everything's already gone to hell in
Well, and it
the
says four
apartment
days
building.
earlier. So
Yeah,
then
and then
it
we go
shows you.
back, and then
Yeah.
we build up to it. But there's that other great sequence, and again, guys, I know I just feel bad if I don't say it because we spoil, but this is a big spoiler as well. But there's that reveal because they're so likable and you don't expect it to happen that in the heat of an argument that are two likable mom and dad people that are talking, he gets attacked by the spider. She
Mm,
sees it because they don't believe that the spider's there. She sees it.
right,
It lunges at him and paralyzes him, and then goes attacks her. I'm like, what the fuck? They just
right,
killed the two most likable characters, or
right,
what we think, and then you get dragged out. And then I liked how they explain it that they're not there. But I just that's what I did was that's my only other quibble. Like, wouldn't the fact that they were bitten or stung or
right.
whatever, wouldn't that have
Well,
been enough to
spiders do
kill
that
them?
though.
But
Well, that's
this
what
is a
spiders
outer
do.
space spider. Like, like so that was just to paralyze them so that they could web them and then come back to feed on
Yes,
them
and then come
later.
back and eat them
Okay.
later.
Okay.
But the thing
That's all I
is,
need. Yeah.
it happened too much. Like there was a scene actually, and I wrote it down because I was like, hold on, I have very very few notes here. Okay, that snow sucks. I wanted to talk about that. Seeing that snow, you know what it's like in the
Yeah.
cold, and you see the
Yeah.
snow come out, and it's like, oh man, I don't want winter to come. Anyway, but
That's
then there's a scene, Chihuahua and the baby, Chihuahua and then baby. What will actually happen? And as I'm watching the movie, I'm thinking, who do I want to see die between a Chihuahua and a baby? And the answer was the baby. I want to see the baby. I want to see the Chihuahua spared. It's true. See, Chihuahuas and cats will always get a pass from me over anything else. A baby, I always want to see the baby die. So the fact that we have the Chihuahua, we have the baby, we have the parent, we have things going on here. And
old
unfortunately,
people,
old people, there's
many
not enough
survivors.
fucking,
Yeah.
yes, there's too many survivors, and that's always a quibble of mine. And if they would have gone there and just killed either a parent or a baby, man, that now
Well,
you're on another level.
they got the parrot, and the reveal there is
The
pretty like
parrot, not
shocking.
the parent. Yeah, the
Yeah,
parrot was
parrot. They
fucking.
got a parrot,
It was sick
and
looking too, dude. It bothered me.
the baby does get uh, attacked as well.
Yes.
So there's a moment where you're like, but no, of course
Could it
they bring
be?
it back.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And just like no different than the parents as
Yeah.
well. There is enough carnage though, but I agree um that there could have been maybe one other
Yeah.
but I think based on how the movie had to play out for the arc of the girl and to not have her totally destroyed at the end of the movie. I don't think either of them
No, I get
that
that.
was that was their thing. And maybe some people think that was hokey because there is like, oh, I love you, you're my, like and whatever at the end.
No,
They
I
have their
respect
moment.
that.
But I liked it. I thought it hit the
Yep.
right notes and whatnot. And it's just interesting that both main movies that we're talking about, and then that other movie I talked about, had this father-daughter aspect to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah. It always seems to happen. We always get one thing that freaking connects the movies. It's fucking crazy,
But
man.
I'm very happy you appreciated this because
Yeah.
I was not sure if you were gonna think it was borderline too goofy. That
I don't
I
think it
don't
was
know.
goofy. Where do you think
Yeah,
see goof?
I
I don't
guess it
know.
was just the with the exterminator and him going around, and then when he got attacked, and then um when they
A
run out
little,
of
but
moth juice, moth water juice or whatever,
right.
moth, you know what I mean, mothball juice is what
Yeah.
I guess what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying and whatnot. But no, I'm glad, and it's I guess again I don't know why I don't know what my I guess it's a half head.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
but
Although they
it's
did leave
the
one
high
thing
half
out.
head. What
Yeah. They did leave. We didn't mention one thing. They had that character. They totally reminded me of Gremlins. That guy Eric, the fucking guy that wanted to examine the spider and keep it in. This is
Yes.
wasn't it like a Gremlins throwback. Like he took
Yeah.
it to examine it, and they never explained what happened to him. But you just kind of guessed that he just got
Well,
too big and he went up and killed him. We find out later.
well,
You
yeah, he
know?
was webbed up, but he's like, oh, I
Yeah.
thought he was still kind of like aliens, like kill me, but he's still
Right.
alive.
Right.
So like they almost could have had because they did do this as the credits played out. They actually cut back to a couple of sequences in the movie, and then they end with the Nona going shh to the camera, which he thinks it's just to reopen the opening scene played out again for
Right.
fun
Yeah.
as it could win. But I think another thing would have been to go back to him, still strung up on the fucking ceiling,
Right.
either
For
dead or
sure.
like going, "Hello, could someone help me? Hello." That would have been fine. It would have
Yeah,
worked.
like they did with Benny and Benny
Yeah,
Loves You. That's how it
yeah,
ended with that one girl. And
yeah.
yeah, that would have been cool. But see, that could have been a better kill. That should have been one because we don't really, I mean, I don't want to say we don't care about that character, but we have less attachment to him over anybody else in the movie. You know what I mean? Of course, you want to see the evil, the
The mother
landlady get
or the
killed.
landlady.
Right.
I kept thinking
That's
she was the mother-in-law. She was the aunt.
Oh, I thought
And
she
the
was the grandmother, and it was the grandmother and the girl who
well,
was had.
that's what confused me. So I thought
Yeah.
she was the mother at first, and that the woman that had dementia was the aunt. That's what I
I
thought
thought it was from
first.
her daughter. Yeah, I thought it goes grandmother, daughter, mother. That's what I thought, and then great grandchild. I guess it would be Charlotte.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's what I thought it was. I could be wrong, but
Maybe,
that's just what I
maybe
got
you're
out of it.
right. Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
whatever. Then yeah.
Yeah,
Either way, they're related.
right. Yeah, they're all related there, and but yeah, Eric, there was an opportunity to have another badass kill like they
Yeah.
had with what's her name, the mother, where it could have been a heebie-jeebie type kill, something really cool besides just putting a web. That would have helped it a little bit because he would have been the perfect character to do that with. But
Yeah.
it's okay. It's a nitpick, but it's something that I just thought would have improved it. And you agree, you'd like
Yeah,
to see
no,
another
I don't
kill or
disagree with that. I think
yeah.
they're. I was going to say they're borderlining on that gateway horror, but that sequence with that woman is fucking
Oh
like
man,
brutal. So like you're
right?
just like, well, that just shoots gateway right out of the window because they went full out there. So you're right. They
Yeah.
just need maybe one more meaty kill, that to
Mm-hmm.
just to seal the deal. But yeah, I am very pleasantly surprised that we have two Spider movies in 1 year. Who would have thought it that were done seriously enough? Like I mean, the
Right.
gist is serious with some aspects to it. And again, the CG quibble is because of budgetary limitations, but it's just
Yeah.
interesting that Infested was able to do it and make it seamless. And this one, again, for some of the computer generated is not so uh, tight, but I
Right.
bring it up because that's what I noticed
Right. No, but it's good. But it's again two really good spider movies in the
for
same
sure,
year. So
for
so
sure.
there you go. All right, we made
There
it.
we go.
Yeah. And there we go. Now I try not to think about spiders, man. I'll tell you that. This is the time of year, you know?
Oh, I know my daughter hates them, and I told her she's got to watch
Right?
Infested. Now I've got to tell her she's got to watch
Oh,
Stung,
right.
Stung, Sting,
The cockroaches
Sting,
bothered me. Sting, like the wrestler. And the cockroaches bothered me in this
or the
movie too.
singer.
Yeah. Or the singer. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yes. So, all right. Well, let's get out of here. We love you guys. Thank you for everything.
Yeah,
We'll
guys.
be around
Thank you.
again soon. We'll probably be doing this format again. It's been pretty easy and pretty fun. So, it's all good. So, thanks for listening and everything else and all your support. See, anything else?
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Peace out. Manchichi, Manchichi. See you next time.